Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DDT Podcast. It is time for episode 10 of the series. It is a long time coming. I will not lie. It has been a long time coming. But as you can see already on the picture, you have a good idea of who it is going to be. So I will not withhold you any longer in 2026. From hearing from this individual who has been such an integral part of the series, of my universe mode, and also a very good friend of mine through text. And funny enough, this is the very first time we've had discussions on voice notes, but I will do this man justice the best I can. He is the founder of the faction known as the Dynasty in my series. Not only the creator of Classpar, but also the protege Austin Arrogance, helped uplift and make talent like Ryan Trapp, EC3, and various others behind the scenes in writing alone, Kyle O'Reilly, and many, many more. I could keep going. This man not only has a great mind, in my opinion, for his own character and his own character's capabilities, but also the fortitude and the foresight to see star power and how I could manufacture it in others. So I give him a lot of credit for evolving me as a writer as well. In the series, he is a 4-time world champion, Grand Slam, mind you, as well, Intercontinental, United States, Tag Team Champion, as well as former NXT Champion. He has headlined WrestleMania 7 in my Universe Mode series. This man, I give to you one of the greatest of all time, and without a doubt, a surefire Hall of Fame name within the chronicles and history of this channel, from the birth to quite literally the end of it over the course of this decade. Ladies and gentlemen, Classpar.
What's good? What's good? I'll tell you, hell of an intro. I was not expecting that at all, dude.
You know what's funny? Every single person has said that anytime I've had him on, because I just improv it. I go off of the wing.
Yeah, no, I'm flattered.
It's nice to know that I haven't lost my skills after not being on the mic in so many months.
Nah, you got it still, dude. You got it still.
I try. Age is just like fine wine. It's like squeezing water from a stone so successfully.
I feel you.
Well, it is wonderful to have you, and on this podcast, I really want to not only open up the floor to let people see into what you were doing behind the scenes, not only for my universe mode, but also what you've done for other people as well. As a starter, though, as a basic starter, one that I've asked so many people,
let's hear it.
What got you into wrestling, and what was your first memory of wrestling?
Okay, so these are two different questions.
They are. Two-parter.
Yes, alrighty. So, I think my first memory of wrestling was as a kid. My dad had an original Xbox, and he played Raw 1 on the Xbox. Raw 1 is not a good game at all. However, I still really liked it because I remember I'd play as Taker, as Undertaker, and I'd be able to get some wins with it. I was like 2 or 3. I was a young kid. It was my dad's console. It wasn't mine. So the only things I'd play on it were that, and I think it was like a Halo 2 demo or something like that. I don't know. And it was one other game I remember. It was called Big Mother Truckers 2, and I would always lose on the first level of that. But yeah, no, those are my memories of I guess my first memories of wrestling on the Xbox. And then they took it away because yes, I was a dumb kid and I liked to wrestle my siblings. And my parents did not want me to wrestle my siblings. So wrestling was not a thing for me for the next, God knows how long. And then I got back into it, because of believe it or not, Smosh. Smosh had a, I know it's not how people would normally get into wrestling, but Smosh had they had a little series where they would get the whole group of them together and they'd play video games together. I think it was Smosh Games. And they had this episode of it where they played WWE 13. And it's funny because you wouldn't expect that to be a video for me to like get into wrestling, because they're making fun of it and they're trashing it the entire time, and they're making funny jokes with everything that's going on. I don't know how to play the game, and I don't know who the hell anybody is, but for some reason I was just kind of enthralled and fascinated with it. And so I started to check out more wrestling games, because I don't know, that was just sort of my thing. I'm like, okay, I remember this years ago, and I can get back into this again. So then I went and just started watching videos of wrestling, and more and more and more and more. Because I just started with the games, and I got into actual wrestling. I think I actually started with, I think it was Uber Haxor Nova. He released a series of SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 Road to WrestleManias. And I would watch the hell out of those. And I think the first one I saw was the John Cena one. Then there was the Rey Mysterio one. And I think the one after that was the Undertaker one. Then there was the Christian one. I love that game so much. That was actually the second wrestling game I ever got was that one. The first was obviously Raw. The second was that. And the third was SmackDown Just Bring It, which is the one with the really bad commentary. That's the one where Michael Cole is just on commentary the whole time, and his lines are all spliced together really badly. So he'll say lines like this: "Singles match will be an important match," and it is literally the worst thing you've ever heard. Ooh. And yeah, no, that was. I know it's a bit of a long-winded answer, but yeah, that was my introduction into wrestling, and I was into the games, and then eventually I started watching the real product. And it was during the time where, around SummerSlam 2013, the build to that. So Daniel Bryan was starting to get his big push. So since then, I've been a big D-Bry guy since that was my guy back then.
So that would have been WrestleMania. That would have been on the way to WrestleMania 30, right?
Yeah, right after 29 on to 30.
Wow, so funny enough, we almost started at the exact same time then.
No kidding.
Yeah, because my first memory was this is how it's easy to remember. The first memory I had was the Undertaker's doing the tribute for Paul Bearer's death.
Yes, that's kind of where it was too. I wasn't watching then, but yeah. And I hated CM Punk for that, because Taker was my guy. Taker was my favorite wrestler, because he was the one I knew from Raw 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So Taker was always my favorite wrestler. And I hated CM Punk because I was a dumb 10-year-old Mark.
What's funny about that is I grew to love Punk, like, within that
Me
year.
Too.
Like, after, I mean, I loved the match at WrestleMania 29. Like, I knew that I just wanted to watch the match. And, of course, I wasn't allowed to buy pay-per-views back then. But I stayed up late. And, like, that night, they posted, like, the full match on, like, you know, how they would zoom it in to prevent copyright. That's how I watched it.
Oh, my God. That's my childhood, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched many a Royal Rumbles with that.
that's how I watched the match, and I just loved it. And, of course, you know, saw The Rock, Cena. But that match, I mean, if you could give me a reason to look back and like Punk, it was like, well, you got me at... You helped hook me in as a permanent fan to watch that feud. And then the story with Daniel Bryan made me stay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, D-Bry was my guy. I wanted that guy to have like his long world title reign. And I guess he did later on during the whole Kofi feud. But even then, that was as a heel.
It's not the same. And he had Eric Rowan as a manager.
He had Eric Rowan as a manager, and he had the hemp belt.
We're not going to talk about that too much.
Oh, but I could go into that whole Eric Rowan thing, because that got me thinking of the time they ended SmackDown this one time with Bryan and Rowan, and there was a mystery over who attacked Roman Reigns, and they had Dana Bryan bring in this guy who, because they were accusing Eric Rowan of being the one who attacked Roman Reigns. It's like, no, Eric Rowe was the guy who attacked Roman Reigns. It's this guy, and it's just this random dude with a red beard who's also bald and also tall, and they have him and Eric Rowan staring at each other. The only thing you can hear is everyone just heavily breathing. Roman's confused. Daniel Bryan has a look of intensity on his face. The two bald, red bearded men are staring directly into each other's souls, and then the camera fades to black.
Oh man, SmackDown. Vince's
SmackDown
writing.
2019, baby.
I don't we were talking about it on the pre-show, but I don't understand when people were like, "Bring Vince back." I'm like, "No, you really don't want Vince back."
No.
It's better, but it's just not. It's like comparing.
It's funny. I'll tell you that it's funny.
It's like comparing. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good analogy. Like the Vince's decline overall, and I'm not like, yes, I do think he had some hot stories that he ran with, that were solid. Obviously, I mean, there's so many people. I just had this argument with a friend, and I won't get into it too much. Like the Bloodline storyline. I hate this.
Like the mind. It felt like the mind of a dementia patient broadcast on national television.
Yes.
You slowly start to see his mind go down the tube.
Progressively. Like even
Yes.
like WrestleMania 30, WrestleMania 31, 32. 32 was just injury prone. But I was still like, this still feels like WrestleMania to me. Like this still feels special. Like 2016, oh my gosh, was a great year. And then after that, I kind of got roped into NXT from like 17, 18, and 19, more so than the main roster, just because it was so good.
I think that was everyone, though.
Yeah.
Everyone got hooked.
I remember so many people, I would be in group chats with Colt Lee. Like, what was great about that was he had the network at the time. And I remember when it was Andrade versus Gargano. And I wish I brought this up to him when I had him on the podcast. One of my favorite memories with him was he was kind enough to just sit in a chat, and he narrated the match for me. Like, he just called the match for me to let me know what was happening, because I couldn't get the network at the time. But awesome time. And then afterwards, it was like, ooh, main roster, NXT 2.0, spray paint, ooh.
I actually thought 2.0 wasn't that bad.
No, I didn't think it was
compared to
bad.
compared to what they had before. Because I always say this: NXT dies the moment they go to the USA. When they become a 2-hour program, everything goes kaplunk for me. And I'll say this, and people are not going to be happy about it. I think having Balor hold the belt for like 10 months was a terrible idea.
He didn't
we're trying to promote the next like generation of stars. Why the hell are we giving it to a guy who won the world title? The world title in his very first pay-per-view match. That is he is the fastest push in company history. So everyone likes to talk about, oh, Finn ain't pushed, Finn ain't this, Finn ain't that. He was given the rocket. He was given a bigger rocket than Hogan was. He was given a bigger rocket than Reigns was. He was given a bigger rocket than Cena was. He won it immediately, and then he got hurt.
And he was never given again.
I don't think. Yeah, at this rate, no. I think he's lost a bit of a step. I get that he's over. He's just not my guy. I think there's so many other people on the roster who can do things much better than what he does.
He can hold it again. Just give it to him for a month.
Yeah.
I've said it before.
I guess so.
Like, I remember somebody had a discussion with me recently. They were like, LA Knight should never become world champion. Finn Balor should never win the world title again. And I sat there and said this. I said, listen, I'm not asking them to give me a 15-month run. I'm asking them, I said, do you know how iconic it would be and how remembered it would be if they pulled a Christian with LA Knight? Like, they had him lose it the very next week.
I could see it, but
some reigns are remembered just because they're iconically short. And I'm not saying that I think LA Knight would profit from it, from having the rub that he actually held the belt. I'm not trying to shift this all into LA Knight.
No, I get what you're saying, but
Balor needs the redemption of give it to him for a month. Just
fair
1
enough.
month.
Or, no, have him hold it for 2 days.
Ooh. Hold it till Tuesday. Have it drop it on NXT.
Yeah.
Where it all began.
Let's give the belt to Deion Lennox. Who cares at this point? No.
Oh, no.
No, but for that era in NXT, I wouldn't have given it to Balor. Pete Dunne could have used that belt.
Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, no.
I agree.
Instead, he's Pat McAfee's number 2.
That was weird. Why? I mean, I got Pat being...
And history repeats itself.
I mean, here's what I like. Pat cares about the business. Pat does care about the business.
You would not be able to tell.
Well, like, I mean, he puts the passion in, is what I mean. Like, he kept kayfabe on many occasions where others wouldn't even give it the time of day. And to his credit, I mean, I don't know what the discussions were, obviously, for this WrestleMania. I gotta give him credit for putting in effort. That's the bare minimum I'm gonna give him, because I don't like the fact that he's in a storyline that has no right having him in it. Same with Jelly Roll. I get what, like, at least Jelly Roll has on-screen interactions with Randy, but really Jelly Roll, I think, would have been best served. This is just me. If they cut him out on the very first week they started doing this. And what I mean is, when Randy did the whole blood spot with Cody the first week, the very next week, he does it to Jelly Roll.
Right.
And then what I even thought was even better, a better idea was, because people were asking me, who's on the phone? I literally sat there and I thought, nobody. Like, nobody's on the phone. He's giving into the voices of what he used to be. Like, it has to be. Like, it makes so much sense. And then it was like, oh, it's Pat McAfee. Ooh, it's Pat McAfee. Why is it Pat McAfee?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nobody predicted him and nobody wanted him. I think my main gripe about this whole thing, and this makes no sense to me, because professional wrestling is a business.
Mm-hmm.
When you market a business, what don't you do? You do not say, my product is bad. So why is this guy who's trying to promote the main event of WrestleMania, and he is promoting it... Here we go. He is promoting it by saying, the main event of this other show is going to be bad. Do not watch it. What do you think people are going to do? There's one possible conclusion here. You are telling people not to watch a show that you are putting on.
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense. And Pat's whole reason for coming back and doing this is, he said, and I believe I quote, I don't want to see 5'5" guys wrestling 45-minute matches. That doesn't happen. They have made up a problem to eliminate the fact that they don't know what they're doing. They are trying to make up a problem that doesn't exist in their company. Do you see how crazy this is?
Well, what's even crazier, and I think you would agree with this. I know when we did our Universe Mode, I'm saying our, but yes, you were very, very hands-on with it, is why I'm saying our, with the writing process and some of the booking decisions, talking me off the ledge of some ideas. I know I did this before, but I tried my best, unless the story called for it, on tearing down the champion or tearing down the individual, the other person. Like, CM Punk makes sense as an exception to the rule, because that's kind of the gimmick, shooting off the cuff. But, like, I'll give you an example. Pat's coming in, to stick with Pat. And one of the first things he says when he's kicking the crap out of Cody is, Cody's the reason why the company is the way it is right now. Like, it's tanking. And I was like, why? Like, no disrespect, because I know some people think that Cody's a boring champion. I don't think he's a boring individual. And I also don't think he's... it's just weird to basically say that the world champion is the reason why this company sucks. It's like, so you're calling... Well, what's bad, not only a scapegoat, it's, so we should sacrifice the sacrificial lamb that we literally put with arguably one of the most blockbuster storylines in wrestling history, even though I didn't like how it was written at all. I'm referring to WrestleMania 40, by the way. We're
okay.
doing this long storyline where he's being built up as the usurper for the bloodline. Sure, cool. I'm actually all in favor of that. It just means that we have to sit through another year of crap when he, lost at 39, which is weird to me because people were telling me how predictable or unpredictable 2023 was. It's like, really? As soon as Cody won or lost at 39, it's like, well, we got a whole nother year of this crap as Roman as champion. He's not losing it anywhere else. But anyways, that's where I have the receipt. I'm so glad you're here because it got brought up on one of the podcasts. I have the receipt because I remember texting you on Discord saying that I swear if they're doing this just to have Roman versus The Rock next year at 40, I'm going to be pissed. And then it happened.
They wouldn't. Oh my God.
And then you texted me the screenshot. You gave me the screenshot.
They were going to do that. Oh my God.
It's like there's no way I called this a year in advance.
Yeah, I said they can't be waiting for Dwayne another year. And they did. They were waiting for Dwayne for another year.
You have the screenshot, and I'm so glad you sent that to me because I was like, wow,
yes,
I can't believe we called that.
I remember this conversation, yeah.
Oh my gosh. But so, not trying to shift it to 40, but to try to arc it back for you, they do this big storyline. They clearly saddle Rollins and Cody as these big names, sharing it with The Rock. I had people who hadn't watched wrestling in years talking about it, asking me questions on who Cody Rhodes was, the backstory, the storyline. Some people knew who Dusty was and was just asking, hey, what was Cody up to? The ultimate point is you've saddled him as the Golden Goose. And to be honest, 2024, following WrestleMania 40, I don't care what people say, aside from the fact that they, for some reason, have a fetish with crunching the card to only 4 matches. I actually think Cody's first reign was fine. And I'm not talking about how it ended. I'm not talking about how it ended because I already made a whole 40-minute video about how the turn can be impactful, but you need a great follow-through. And people were like, no, you're out of your mind. It's greater than Hogan turning. And I was like, I don't know. We're going to find out.
We found out.
And I was right. But
Yep. That I'll tell you this with the Cena turn. That is going to go down in history as quite possibly one of, if not the biggest booking screw-ups that they've ever done.
I agree.
Like, look, I think it's going to be up there with the invasion. I think it's going to be up there with the streak ending. I think we're going to look at this back in 10 years' time. We're already looking back at it a year in time. We're going to be like, wow, they really messed that up now, didn't they?
What was the weird? They could have salvaged it to some extent, but the problem is Travis Scott. I guess the report I'd heard from Logan Paul, so take it with a grain, that he was supposed to be involved in a tag match. Yes. Remember that tag team storyline with Logan Paul and...
Oh, no. I remember this.
That was supposed to be Travis Scott, I believe. Was what Logan had teased.
Yeah.
Where he had implied, and then Travis Scott no-showed, and the company canned it.
They were going to do a 6-man. I remember that.
Yes, and they just canned it because he no-showed.
Which is funny, because I think they're going to do the exact same thing this year with Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll that they were trying to do with Travis Scott last year.
Yep.
And I think it's gonna be Randy and Pat versus Cody and Jelly Roll in a tag team match at Backlash, baby.
Which means Randy's gonna win.
Yes, yeah, because Pat said, "Hey, if I lose, I will no longer be in professional wrestling." Mm-hmm. That's the stipulation, which means Randy Orton is going to win the title.
Which I mean, on paper, I was actually fine with Randy winning 15th, anyways.
I was not. I have seen his last 2 title reigns. They were very bad. They were very, very bad.
The key thing with me that I was keeping in mind is Randy and Cody isn't going to be a 5-star classic. It's not going to be but that's why it's night 1. Like I think a lot of people were like, "Hey, we're just here for a good story."
Going to be a 5-star either.
No, because Roman's not the greatest of all time. I don't care what anybody says.
Dude, we're gonna see like 20 run-ins in that match.
Yeah, and Punk's. I love.
He's
Punk.
good, but he's
not what
he was.
Yeah, he's. What I like about Punk is that he's quite literally the champion on fumes, and I'm just trying to keep in mind that you know what he's putting on. Okay, like ranging from really good to okay matches. as a run
Right.
that he probably wasn't even supposed to be in. Because when you think about it, Rollins got hurt. I think that SummerSlam was just supposed to be the one moment for Punk, and that was it. I don't think he was ever supposed to have a reign like this. So I think because Rollins' injury, he fell into this, and I'm like, you know what? Because of that, I'm just trying to enjoy the ride because he's probably not going to become world champion again.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take it over Jey Uso.
And
I fought for Jey Uso a lot.
Agreed.
But no. But no, it doesn't work.
Here's what's great about Punk's ending is I care way more about this ending to Punk's reign that's probably going to happen, even though I don't want to see Roman as world champion again. Oh, my gosh.
No.
No. I care more about Punk's ending of his reign than Cena beating Cody, which is hilarious. I'm like, Punk and Reigns doesn't even need to be a 5-star classic. I'm just here for the story.
I would much rather see Punk win because he's going to be here every week.
Yes. Which is
over
fun.
The guy who's not.
But you know they're going to give it to Roman.
Yeah, and he's going to hold it to SummerSlam until he drops it to Seth. I don't know. I don't really care. I do not care about this show. And that sucks to say.
It does.
Because I usually very much care about Mania. I am hyped for 2 matches on this show. And one of them only one of them has a good build. I am hyped for the IC title ladder match because you put 6 really good wrestlers in a match, in the ladder match. They are going to do crazy stuff. They are going to have a lot of fun. I am hoping Javon Evans wins the title or Penta retains. If Javon wins, they could do a whole I'm the youngest IC champ, I think that's what they're going to do. I think that's what they should do. I think that guy is money. And speaking of people who are also money, Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. I am very afraid for that match for one reason. They like to do long-term storylines. The problem is Triple H is not a good long-term booker. What they are going to do is they're going to have Brock Lesnar beat Obafemi, and then they're going to have Oba get his win back at SummerSlam. And it's not going to mean anything because no one's going to care by that point.
Ooh,
That's what they're going to do.
Do you think that they're setting up Gunther? Because Gunther had the skit with Heyman saying that he owes him.
If they were going to do that, they were going to book this match on this show.
No, because think about it. Think about it. Minneapolis is SummerSlam. Brock could retire, and Gunther retires.
I would have thought that if they were going to really do the Gunther Brock thing, they would have done it at Mania.
Agreed.
But I guess you're right. SummerSlam is in Minneapolis.
So that is the only reason why I thought Oba could win here. But I told people that Oba and Brock could just do a quick feud, like Brock wins, then Oba wins, and then they do like a trilogy, like him and Cody, but like back to back pay-per-views.
There's no gain for that.
There isn't much, but
just do it once.
Just do once and have Oba win. It can't be a 2-minute match like Omos.
No, it's not gonna be a 2-minute match. I think that they can go probably up. They can go upwards of 8. 5 to 8. I think that'd be fun.
Well, what's funny is Brock is proof that if he cares enough, he'll put on a 15-20 minute good match with him and Cody.
A motivated Brock Lesnar is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I've said that multiple times. When you have Brock Lesnar when he is not motivated at all, you get matches like Brock Lesnar versus Ricochet in Saudi. Or you get Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman in Saudi. You seeing a pattern here?
Well, even Brock, I know Brock cared about Drew, but even that match was rough. That was like 5 finishers done and over with.
Well, it's kind of hard to care when there's nobody in the audience.
That's a good point. But yeah, like that's where I'm like 50-50 because either it's gonna be a banger of like.
No, he cares. He wouldn't be selling this much if he didn't care.
And he also wouldn't tell Oba to put a foot on his chest too. I thought that was great.
No,
hey, put a foot on me.
The match will be good. It just depends on if this is one of those matches where it depends on who wins. Booker T and Triple H is a fun match at WrestleMania. Nobody remembers it being a fun match because the wrong guy won. When the wrong guy wins a match, it becomes bad. That is one of the things in wrestling. If the wrong guy wins the match, then it's not about the match, it's about who wins. Triple H beating Punk at Night of Champions 2011. That's another thing. The wrong guy won, and everyone hates it. If Brock Lesnar wins this, they've killed him. And I don't think that they are going to be able to build him back in a way that they have all of this momentum. They have strapped the rocket to this guy. There is no need to tell a long-term story when you can just shoot someone up the card and they're going to be ready.
You ready for this? I think if they do this, Oba beats Brock at WrestleMania. Brock does whatever side feud before Gunther. Is my prediction, or my guess. My guess. I should say it's my guess, not a prediction.
Right.
Oba, if they run the calendar again, Oba wins King of the Ring. Beats Roman for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam.
Right.
So that Oba gets the ultimate crowning. I still don't want Roman with the belt because, like you said, really, is Roman really going to be on TV every week? Probably not.
No.
And that's what's stupid to me. Where it's like at least Punk's putting on, again, okay to solid matches every single week where I'm like, I care about this guy. I care about the belt. Which is funny because Roman's also the one who buried the belt and said that it was irrelevant. That's what I mean by people burying things. No. Like why is this a tradition to just bury crap? Like, if it's not on my shoulder, it's irrelevant. Respectfully, Roman, I get that you're playing a character, but I don't care about you. The whole bloodline storyline, people can talk about how it's absolute cinema. I mean, you already know where I stand on it. I still believe
it's
that
over.
Edge should have won in 37. And then he should have dropped it back to Roman at Money in the Bank. Then Roman could have done the whole. Now the whole world can acknowledge me. Cena comes out. They do that match. They did not need to do this whole 3-4 year long boxed in storyline where everything is predictable other than WrestleMania. Actually, I take that back. 37 was unpredictable. 38 was very clearly going to be Roman. 39 was questionable because it looked like it was going to be Cody. But then as soon as Roman won, it's like, well, no dip. It's obviously going to be Cody getting his win back. Or The Rock comes back and we do a pointless match where Roman just wins again and holds it for another year.
Yep. I probably wouldn't have done Edge. If they were going to do it, I would have said screw it. I would have heard the reaction that they were giving that man. I would have gave it to Sami Zayn at the Chamber and have it kind of be his Eddie versus Brock at No Way Out moment.
Ooh, I actually like that take.
I love Sami. I love that guy so much, and it pains me. It makes me a very, very sad man to see the reaction he gets right now. And I knew the moment that I read that he was beating Hayes at SmackDown that he was going to get that, and people were finally going to be sick of him. It is so sad, and I hate to drive the conversation away from the Cody Roman stuff, but it makes me so sad to see that a guy is underpushed and overpushed at the same time, and people have turned on him.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird to use that phrase, right? To say that he is underutilized. Well, I shouldn't say underutilized.
He is an overpushed mid-carder, and he should be a main event guy, and he's not. And I think the last chance we had at him finally cracking at was beating Drew, and he didn't. And I kind of have lost faith that he's ever going to get that run. And if he does, it's going to be a Mick Foley run where he holds it for like a few weeks.
And it's probably going to be as a heel now. So. Yeah.
They should not. The fact that you can have a man in a storyline where his angle, main event of the Royal Rumble, his main thing was they built a face turn to main event the Rumble. Usually the Rumble main events, the last thing on the show is the Rumble. It always has been the last thing on the show for God knows how long. And for one time only, they booked a segment. Because they had the match, they had the world title match, yada, yada, yada. They had basically had a segment as the main event of that show to turn the guy face. And then within 3 years, they're booing him. This is a very, very bad thing that they've done with Sami. Because I love that guy. That guy should have won the world title so many times. Last year, it should not have been Jay. It should have been Sami. Because if you're going to be able to do anything with Sami and Gunther, the storyline is right there. They fought at last year's Mania. Sami beat Gunther. So you can actually have Gunther have a reason to kind of be afraid because he's fighting a guy who's beaten him before. And who's beaten him last year on the grandest stage of them all for a title that he held for a while. You know? Deja vu. You can easily write that story. Not with him being afraid of Jey Uso.
No, I didn't understand that one.
And Sammy wasn't even on the card. He wasn't hurt. He didn't do anything in that show.
But
he was in the skybox.
There was too many matches.
He was in the skybox looking depressed.
There was too many matches.
I forgot. Sorry, we had to get Joe Hendry on the card. I love Joe Hendry.
We had to minimize that card. I mean, think about it. We should only have 4 matches on every pay-per-view. We got to narrow that down. Too much.
No. I forgot. We have to pay $30 a pay-per-view for 5 matches a show.
I'm so glad I did that math, by the way, on one of my previous videos on how much it would cost a year versus how it used to be on Peacock.
Oh my God, I have not been paying for ESPN. I don't want to pay $30 for a below-average product.
Well, if Peacock's on. If you want to watch the library, it's on Peacock. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in.
No, you're good. I would gladly. The reason why Peacock, I'll tell you this. Peacock had a good price point.
Mm-hmm.
It sucked. I remember there was one Money in the Bank. I think it was the one that Big E won. And the servers were so bad for it that I remember everyone had the same issue of cutting in and out for the entrances, and it would just buffer and buffer and buffer, and everyone would have robotic voices, and it would cut in and out, and it was bad. And everyone had an issue because I was looking online, and everyone was having the issue where nobody could watch the show unless it was in Spanish, because in Spanish, for some reason, everything was okay. But then for the English version, it looked like hell. I miss the network so much.
Agreed. Oh, no, I 100% agree. I feel like...
I miss the stupid $9.99 jingle that they had. Then they played the commercial every single time they went to break.
Well, here was my math. You ready? This is from 7 months ago when I had made the video about the ESPN deal.
Yep.
Yearly payments, if you just paid for because sorry, I apologize for saying so much.
You're all good. Dude, that tapped my vocabulary.
Peacock had moved up to $12. So I was saying that for 2025, for the entire year, it would have only been, if they stuck with it for the entire year, $132 subscription for the entire year.
Mm-hmm.
To pay for Netflix to watch Raw,
Right.
This is not counting paying for cable television, by the way. To then have a subscription to ESPN to watch the pay-per-views, if you didn't already have it, and then to still watch the library on Peacock, it would in total cost you $588 per year.
Mm-hmm.
That's my math, by the way. That was like a $450 difference annually.
Right.
That's insane.
It's ridiculous, and it's funny because wrestling prices have gone up. I've been watching a lot of MMA. It's gone down. Like UFC, it used to cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every single year to be able to watch every single pay-per-view that they would put on every single show, because there were so many different streaming services that everything was on. It's only $60 a year now.
Ooh.
From what it was at 1,000. It was over 1,000 at one point. I remember it was like 1,100. It was something like that. I remember watching an MMA on Point video of it. And they changed it so that it's exclusive to Paramount, which would be awesome, except for the fact that the UFC product hasn't exactly been the best recently.
Well, that's because they don't have like kind of what wrestling does. They don't have a lot of megastars as they used to.
Yeah, a lot of those guys left. They got Poatan, they got Alex Pereira, and that's kind of it right now.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the conversation with wrestling now too. And just to only bring it back to Roman, I thought it was hilarious when Roman went on Pat McAfee's show and before the Royal Rumble and said, the reason why I'm coming back is because I've given them 2 years and they can't build new stars. I disagreed only slightly because there are new stars in the pipeline. Braun Breaker is looking like a megastar. Obafemi looks like a megastar. I apologize if I can't. Jacob Jacob Fatu looks like a really good star in the making. Like
They
there's
got Jacob
guys,
Fatu,
there's
Trick Williams, Javon Evans. They got
yes.
guys.
They got guys.
The issue
but
is, it's hard to make them megastars when you keep everyone in the mid card.
yes,
It's very, very difficult to do that.
So this is what I kind of wanted to bring it to, not solely to Universe Mode briefly. This is where I think that we struck gold with this, is that I feel like we as a product in Universe Mode on the YouTube channel with the custom wrestlers did a really good job, or a lot better job, especially in the later seasons, ensuring that title reigns weren't, number one, too long without a decent payoff. And if they were short, they lost to people that were credible. Because what we basically did was almost like the Paul Heyman trickle-down effect, where if you put a main eventer and you make him work with a mid-carder, you can help elevate the mid-carder. And then, like, it basically turns when the main eventer becomes a veteran, he has the credibility and he can help elevate the young guys.
Mm-hmm.
Or, whatever he's in, even if it's an irrelevant match, you just know that he's a star. Like, I remember Cole Lee doing nothing for 2 seasons, really just nothing, like kind of being the mid-card, winning tag belts with Max Webb. But still, like, if I put him in a world title match the very next show, nobody's batting an eye. Because everyone's like, yeah, that dude's a killer in the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, same thing with Jamie. Jamie didn't have any long run after the initial one. But every single time, people were like, he could win it at any time. Like,
right.
And nobody would question it. But that's what I mean. Like, if you do the trickle down effect, you could have short reigns and still help elevate people to where the young guys can feel legit stepping into the ring with the big guys. But it requires you to be willing to take a fall.
I like to call those kinds of people low-tier main event wrestlers, to where they are big stars and you can put them in a world title match at any point and nobody's going to bat an eye. But you can also have them in the mid-card to upper mid-card echelon of what they're going to be doing, and they're going to be perfectly fine, and no one's going to bat an eye there either. So they're really flexible wrestlers. That is what I would consider the perfect example of that would be Damian Priest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, on screen, yes.
And I think for a long time, I think The Miz was at that level too. And in some ways you can, because you could always put that guy kind of in the main event program and no one's going to bat an eye because, they gave him the belt twice. He main evented Mania. He did all that. He's not going to win it anytime soon. He shouldn't. It's 2026. But The Miz has been one of the most flexible wrestlers over the past 20 years. And they need guys like that who can be recognizable and you can put them in anything. And for some reason, they just keep guys in the mid-card. And they never elevate them. Or when they do elevate them, they elevate them for only just a slight little bit, and then they take them right back down to the point where they don't mean anything.
Agreed.
No,
100%.
I don't like it. Yeah, because imagine if they keep guys in the mid-card for too long. And by the time they want to elevate them, like I get it. One of the best stories they ever told was the Triple H Batista thing, where they were able to kind of slowly build a guy into becoming a main eventer, this and that, and it's one of Triple H's best successes is building Batista in that way. And I feel like for the longest time he has been trying his best to do that with other people and do it in the exact same way, and he thinks that that's the only way to build a talent. It's not. And another thing with that is that he doesn't give the talent opportunities to get over. Like he sees someone like LA Knight, right? Starting to get kind of, I guess, popularity. Because people can say that LA Knight didn't get a push. Before LA Knight, before Triple H, if LA Knight, if he didn't get his push before Triple H, if Vince McMahon kept staying in power, that guy would have been fired. So the fact that he's gotten as far as he has is a testament to the guy he is. But the point I was trying to get at is that he doesn't give talent the platform to get over. Like if Steve Austin doesn't have the time to cut his Austin 316 promo, then how the hell does he get over? How the hell do we get talent over if they aren't given like big matches or big moments to care about. They're just supposed to get over by themselves. Like, he wants everyone to be Rusev Day. And that only happens with certain talents. And I don't get it.
Well, I for the longest time thought Vince was constantly trying to recreate predecessors that worked. So, like, he wanted possibly Cena and Orton to be his new Rock and Austin, where you're constantly looking for that next one. And then he was thinking Roman and Brock is his new mix. So it's like constantly people are trying to look to the past. And to your point, you can't replicate identically predecessors. Like,
No,
I can't do Jamie versus Blake Daniels again with the same characters because they were so intertwined through NXT to the main roster. I can't do you and me. I can't do you and me again. Like, it's not gonna be possible. Like,
No.
our characters had such an interwoven, at times, such an interwoven storyline, and then nothing to do with each other, that when we came together, it just felt like two stars colliding on our channel, that, like, you just can't do it again. I mean, I can put people together. I mean, you were talking about spontaneous tag teams, for example, like how we were. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be as good. Like, I think we can pull it off with some people, but, I mean, we got together because DJ, your rival, had corrupted my brother in storyline. That's what it was. That's why we got into a team. And then we won the tag belts from them to then force the issue where we fought one-on-one matches. Like, so we were a flash in the pan because by circumstance we weren't together. And then once that feud was over, it's like, all right, we're gonna split up again. And then we got back together because because of the storyline of me potentially retiring, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But still, there was, after that, you can do like smaller things with the two of us. But we already had interactions because I gave you the U.S. title, and then on top of that, we had the one-off at WrestleMania Season 3. So, like, where I was going with it is you can throw in all of these, you can try to recreate that kind of magic, but I can't, because, like, those two characters are so different that I can do something similar. I can write different storylines to put two big stars together, but it's not going to be the same, and I shouldn't look for it to be the same. I shouldn't look for somebody.
The same stuff.
Yes, like Austin Arrogance, very similar character to you, but what made him different was his entire story arc to become champion. Like, yours was very much using the political seat of power, building a faction to keep the NXT championship after you won it. Then when it came to the world title, I mean, you beat Brock for it. You overcame a monster. And it was basically rebounding after such a humiliating defeat. For Austin, the entire arc is that he was the equivalent of Randy Orton, if they took the time to write it right.
Right.
But even then, we avoided it being like Evolution because instead of Randy Orton being punted out, Batista turns his back on the rest of the group. And what I'm alluding to is EC3 doing it. Because we were going to add a fourth member in storyline. You wanted to add another next generational talent in Ryan Schrapp. And Ryan had his whole entire character already flushed out in one season. Not even on NXT. Like, we established in the first pay-per-view that he fought with Chris Jericho. His father hired Chris Jericho to basically get him fired from AEW, and his WWE was his last chance. And his whole father's obsession was punting him out of, making him hate and give up wrestling. And then your character was like, you evolved from being the tyrant of Triple H into more of a nurturing figure, realizing that, oh shoot, I'm not the guy anymore. I'm not the guy.
I became Dad Spar.
You became Dad Spar. You became Mask Bar.
Mask Bar, Dad's Bar, Ass Bar. Yeah, I remember that. I remember these angles.
But that's what's great about the evolution of it, is that we had so many parallels to where people could sit there and say, you guys are just recreating evolution. Sure, yeah, if you looked at the bare minimum, like if you didn't look deeper,
yeah,
because we took it such a different avenue that we wound up not just establishing two guys, the Batista and the Randy Orton, we roped in, oh my gosh, we're not even done with the story. We roped in Ryan Trapp. We brought his father on screen. We roped in villains. We brought in Bruce Bennett, Max Webb, Tyson Cage, Christian. I could just keep going. I know I'm blanking at the moment,
right.
But Jackson
There's a lot
Wilkin,
of dudes in this angle.
Yes, but that's because we're telling a long-term story that's constantly evolving. To your point,
right.
if you're going to tell a long-term story, have it build on top of itself towards the ultimate payoff. Like this storyline was going from the equivalent of season 7 when you dropped the belt. Actually, no, when you formed it in season 7, and then dropped it to Prince Metallico. That story was building from then through 4 seasons of content. That's how long this story has been. On and off, even with Ryan's father being punted out of WWE for 1 season. Like that break was you establishing their characters more. And this is this to help emphasize your point about long-term story. If you're going to do it, build them. Like that story helped elevate Corley, primarily Austin Arrogance and Ryan Trapp. But it solidified EC3 as a powerhouse villain. It established so many other on-screen characters. It intertwined with so many people that it helped just get people involved on screen, even in small ways, to make you care. I mean, that's what wrestling is. It's constant opera. It's theater. It's ever evolving and changing. And you can do the short-term storylines, but if you're going to do a long one, you got to captivate it. And where Triple H and Batista boiled down to was just 2 guys after everything burned down. This one feels like, holy cow, it's like half the roster was involved with this storyline. Even what I was telling you on the pre-show, the characters that would be involved with those 2 after WrestleMania 10, like that all came back from season 7.
Big callbacks, yeah.
These are all callbacks that where people sit there and say, wow, that makes sense. It makes sense that these people would step up. It makes sense that they would acknowledge their history. Like, that's where I feel like wrestling on TV has been lost is the lack of acknowledgement of the past, or when they do, they try to tear down the other individual, and I'm just not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Or they just forget it and they're like, dump it. Or fans get hot and, yeah, let's just can that and wait till after the iron was hot to strike it, and it shatters.
Yep.
To your point.
And that's what they've been doing that for a long, long time with people. They've done it with Sammy. They've done it with LA Knight. The one guy they did it with was the one guy they shouldn't have pushed, and that was Jey Uso.
Yes.
It didn't work, you know?
And I worry that they're using him as the reason to look at fans and just say,
he's the scapegoat.
See, yeah, this is why we shouldn't push any of your talent. This is why we should basically follow what Vince was doing and just ignore all of you because you all don't know any better. You give up.
People turned on Jay way before that, though. They turned on him during the Ilya match.
Well, that's because he wasn't himself anymore. It's like if they started giving Javon Evans a script, just stoned.
No. He got a lot more simplified as a professional wrestler after... It was after the Roman match, because the Roman match he has at SummerSlam isn't that good. And then he has the Jimmy Uso match. And that match is... It's one of the more disappointing matches I think I've ever seen.
You're being
generous. Because I was looking forward to that. I was looking forward to that. In the same way that I was looking forward to Edge's return. And we've disagreed about that match. I think that is one of the worst matches I think I've ever seen.
Oh, you're talking about Randy and Edge.
I am talking about the WWE Performance Center Tour with Edge and Randy Orton as background characters.
I will stand by it. We will agree to disagree. I love that match.
Oh, I showed a friend that match, and we had a very fun 37-minute laugh fest. Oh, I can dissect that. I could dissect that like piece by piece by piece by piece. Honestly, if we ever do this again, it should just be us reacting to that match.
The watch along? Okay.
Yes, I need to get inside of your head to think.
What makes it great?
How does he think this is good?
How does Matt think this is a good match?
Exactly.
In what world?
Because it's entertaining. It's entertaining now to me, but back then when I was watching this, 15 minutes in, I'm like, wait, this is bad. How long are they gonna go? And then they went like 20 minutes more.
No, I think the worst match, or I shouldn't say it's a worse match.
All right.
It's only bad because of the hype behind it. Vince calling the sequel the greatest match to have ever, the greatest wrestling match ever. Is that what he called it? Backlash.
See, you know what? I like that match.
That one was pretty good, but the problem is like, why did you have to bill it that way?
You can't hype it up like that.
Why'd you bill it as the great? Like, really? It better be better than Undertaker versus HBK if that's the case. Because
I thought it was great, but no, that match wasn't like that.
Actually, I take that back. Better than Hogan and Rock, because to me, that's the quintessential wrestling match.
That's a great match. That is a very, very good match.
The wrestlers I don't even think they got off the top rope or up on the top rope. They didn't have to.
Nope.
But that's what I will forever hold that. I hold that match up as that is the blueprint of peak wrestling, where you just build two icons that everyone just wants to watch fight. And yes, you could analyze and dissect the history, but a dream match done right, where it's you just need a wrestling ring. Like they didn't they didn't need to do anything special. Like Hogan's way past his prime. They do the bare minimum, and the crowd's losing their minds.
Right.
They're losing their minds over this match. Mm-hmm. They literally had to do nothing.
And it's got a fantastic build to it too. Like both guys acknowledge they are among the best. They simply are having a match to decide who is better. And I think it's perfect. But I will say there is one match that I think tops that. Okay. And it's got the same dream match feel, and they do it 3 years later with Shawn and Kurt. That is, in my opinion, a perfect build for a match.
Yes.
And basically as perfect of a match as you're going to get.
Yes.
That match is amazing.
Yes.
It's incredible. Because this is during the point where Raw and SmackDown matches meant something. You did not see these two brands kind of go at it. And both of these guys, ever since the brand split started, they had always been on their respective rosters. Kurt was always a SmackDown guy. Shawn was always a Raw guy. So you never saw these guys interact at all. So the fact that you had both of these guys go at it for, I don't know, I think was it like 30 minutes at Mania?
I think thereabouts. Thereabouts.
It was incredible. And so many crazy things happened during the build too. You had Kurt bloodying Shawn. You had the sexy Kurt thing. You even had Kurt Angle and Marty Jannetty go 20 minutes on SmackDown.
27 minutes, by the way. I think is what.
27.
Yeah, 27 minutes and 26 seconds.
Right, but Kurt had a match with Marty Jannetty that went like 20 minutes on SmackDown, and he got a contract from it. And he probably would have done more stuff if Marty Jannetty wasn't Marty Jannetty, but still, like. That's that in my opinion, it's one of the best builds that they've ever done for any match ever.
Yes. It was the Olympian versus the catch grappler. I totally butchered what they were calling
I would not say Shawn Michaels is a catch grappler.
I think I butchered it, but catch can? Was it a catch can? Something like that.
No, that's Zack Sabre Jr.
Oh,
Shawn is Shawn's more. People compared like back in the day, like for like the 80s and stuff like that, early 90s. Shawn was mostly compared to like Lucha Libre, so Shawn was more of like the flashy pretty boy, you know. Okay. That was mostly his thing, because his style was more similar to guys you would see like in the EMLL, which would become CMLL, or like companies like that. Mm-hmm. But that's why Shawn kind of got as over as he did.
I had Shawn versus Kurt as my 32nd favorite match / moment in WrestleMania history.
Really? 32nd?
32nd in matches and moments. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Because right after that, for example, like right above that, I had like Mick Foley and Edge.
Ooh.
But to be fair, like I was looking at it as like when I looked back at WrestleMania 21, I had like Batista versus Triple H over that because the story was a lot longer, the build up. Like there was moments like even Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan I had as like number 21. But like I was looking at it as, to be fair, when I'm making this list, it's not about what I valued as the most technical wrestling match or what I found personally better. It was more so like when I look back at wrestling, what do I recall about WrestleMania? Like off the rip. Like what do I hold as like the quintessential things when I think of WrestleMania? And I still hold that one in my, because I did a top 41 list for last year. That's why I was like that 100% needs to be on there, because this is not only in it, I think I described it as a match that goes under many people's radar to me is Kurt Angle versus Shawn Michaels, a story of two men who wanted to prove who was the better wrestler, or who the better wrestler was. This was intense, innovative, unique, and full of counters that left me in awe. A masterclass and a dream match that became reality between two legends. Why did I have to write it so poetically at the end there? I'm weird.
And you know what's funny? That is all they had to do this year for Cody and Pat. Not Cody and Pat, no, God, no. For Cody and Randy.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to get that level match, but yeah.
No, but there's history there. You could have written it. You could have written it a different way. What was one for you?
What was one? Hogan and Rock.
Okay, Hogan and Rock.
Do you want to hear my top 10?
Yeah, let's go through it.
All right. Actually, you know what? I'll do you one better. I will do top 25 just because they're pretty quick.
25, okay. All right, let's go.
25, Savage and Steamboat.
All right.
Some of these were rated higher for historical significance. I want to put that in mind.
I love that match. And that match is simple. A very, very, very simple match.
Agreed.
That watching it nowadays, it probably wouldn't have the same significance. But it is simple, but it's crisp. It's really, really good.
Hence why I put it so high, because I'm like, you can't ignore the historical significance. To me,
no,
like,
it's great.
It's way ahead of its time.
That match holds up.
Oh yeah,
that match still very much holds up.
Number 24. Keep this in mind. I put it higher, but I was like historical significance to me. Bryan, Reigns, and Edge from WrestleMania 37.
Oh, of course, you love that. You love that.
Listen, the
so
visual,
much.
the visual, the double stack. I still had people talking to me about that. Like they know that match.
Right.
So that's why I'm like, I mean, just the visual, the story built. Even though I think Edge should have won that match, whatever. 23, Savage and Hogan for WrestleMania 5, the Mega Powers.
Right.
I was like, this storyline.
One of the best builds of all time.
Yeah. This is what I mean by like matches and moments. Like I had to think what encapsulates WrestleMania. 22, Cody Rhodes returns at 38.
Yep.
That probably could have been a little bit lower, but Hogan and Warrior 21. I don't think they've had that kind of magic again, even though the match is that match is rough to sit through. But
that match, well, I'll tell you this: that match, I think, with the right crowd, if you're looking at it through a lens of 1990, that's a good match. But I'll tell you what's funny: Warrior is a guy who only had magic with 3 people. Only 3 wrestlers could get Warrior to have a good match.
I want to hear this.
And that was Hogan, I think, with this match, and this match only. Rick Rude.
Yes.
Because him and Rick Rude could actually have some really good matches. And Randy Savage. Because him and Savage have a really, really, really good match at Mania 7, which I think is one of the best matches of the early 90s.
It's crazy as you hit all 3 guys who I thought of initially. That's crazy.
I'll tell you this. Taker's my favorite wrestler of all time. He had one of the worst matches I think I've ever seen against Warrior.
You think it was? You think it was better or worse than the chloroform?
I mean,
for the jumpsuit,
they might be on the same level. Because most of the match, I think it goes like 8 or 9 minutes, and 5 of it is Undertaker looking at his urn while he has Ultimate Warrior in a chokehold. And he just stands there, and he does nothing. Because this is the point where Taker is wrestling before he realizes, wait, I can be a zombie, but also be a good wrestler. He said, he went all character. I will not be a good wrestler. They say they don't want me to jump off the top rope anymore. I will not do anything. I will simply stand there, be slow, walk slow, and hold my hand out and look at the urn. I will no sell. I will get myself over. I will get paid. I will not do anything else. And that includes move for the Ultimate Warrior.
Well, I'll keep the list going for you,
those
too.
Those matches are bad, but go ahead. Go ahead.
20 is Rock and Austin 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 15. That was with all the run-ins,
That's
McMahon.
high. Because that's not that good.
I
I'll be honest
know,
with you.
but I thought it was significant because it cemented. Like if you thought 14 was the coronation of Austin, this was like the culmination, like the foot on the chest of McMahon holding up the championship, and it started the arc of The Rock for next year, for the entire journey of next year. That's where I was like, historical significance, like this is huge in wrestling. Like it kicks off the rivalry. It's not the greatest, and I wouldn't recommend this as
I wouldn't say that.
others, but it's just there's so many plot lines going into that where I was like, yeah, I'd put it up there.
We can agree to disagree with that, but
Okay.
I'll say this: the match they had at Backlash the following month should have been the Mania match.
Yes,
That
I'm
match
so
is
glad you said
really
that.
good. That's a really, really good match.
Yes.
But carry on.
19, Triple H and Batista at 21.
All right.
Batista's coronation. 18, Undertaker and Punk, WrestleMania 29.
There we go. That's one of the best streak matches.
17, Kofi Mania is what I wrote. A little bit less
I
about
was
the
there
match
live.
itself, more so the moment to me. It's just too significant.
Mm-hmm.
It's just such a good moment. I love
But
it.
the match is good too.
It is. It
That's
still
a
holds
great
up.
match.
That's what I was saying. Like I know others that I was like, ooh, I'd hold that a little bit higher, but I was like, you know what? The moment is too good for me to drop it lower. 16. It's not something I'm gonna rewatch. But I think it's too historically impressive, and I wonder if you know where I'm going with this, just because it's one of the greatest technical masterpieces and a testament to keeping somebody's attention span for 60 minutes. Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 12.
Ooh, okay.
It's such a
All right.
technical masterpiece.
You said that? I thought you were going Bret Owen.
Ooh, I actually
that
don't
not
have
on
that
the
on my
list?
list.
Oh my god!
I only could pick 41. That was my limit for last year. Dude, it actually was really hard to put 41 on here. Because I had
That
like 10 on my other, like, ooh, could I have that though?
That match is all right, but they hype it way more than what it is.
This is where we get. I mean, if you already think this list is controversial,
Okay. all right.
Rock and Austin 2 is my number 15.
Okay.
My Way.
Fair enough. I like that much. I like that match a lot. I think it's the culmination. It's the ending of the Attitude Era. The heel turn's weird.
It is. That's why I
It's
put
weird.
it lower. I just.
Yeah.
If he
It's
stunned
their
McMahon,
it's their best match.
if he
but
stunned
that heel
McMahon
turn's
after
weird.
the handshake, I think I would have put, like, he duped McMahon into thinking, yeah. Like, and then you could just explain it. He tricked McMahon into trying to help him kind of deal.
Yeah, but he's still a jerk because he beat up The Rock with a chair.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, that's all they had to do, and for some reason,
Then he's tweener Austin. The issue with that is that Rock was leaving, so they didn't have a top babyface.
yeah. Anyway, that's why it was lower.
The invasion. Anyways, let's go on.
This is definitely the moment. Hardy Boys return, WrestleMania 33.
Oh, that was great.
I popped so hard. I was just not ready for it because they did Ring of Honor the night before.
Yeah, they just dropped the belts, didn't they?
They did. That's why many people were like, no, they're not going to be there. I thought they weren't going to be
Yeah.
there, and I was like, wow.
I thought the New Day were gonna announce themselves in the match because Kofi's like stepping up and he's got like this serious look on his face. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fight them." And then all of a sudden, the Hardy. Oh, that was so fun. That was so fun.
The nostalgia. Yes. 13th for me. This has more so to do with the culmination of just the arc, even though I hated the run in between. Reigns and Rhodes 2, WrestleMania 40 at 13.
I think that's a quintessential Mania moment.
That had that had people who I know that hadn't watched wrestling in like 15 years talking about it to me. So so many people came back.
And I said wrestling is back, and then they had Cody feud with Solo Sikoa, and I'm like, okay, it's not.
The AJ one off the start was good.
It was great.
And then for some reason we segued into Solo. That went way too long.
Solo.
Rock randomly came back, and then they did nothing with that. So.
I did not. I turned that I didn't even watch the ending of that SummerSlam match. I didn't care about Roman. I turned it off in the middle of the show.
Okay.
I did not watch that, like, at all. Like, I saw it. I saw that this was not good. I said, okay, I'm not watching the rest of the show. I turned it off.
Well, this list will keep getting more interesting. Bret Hart and Austin, WrestleMania 13.
The Hall of Fame match.
Mm-hmm. Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels at number 11.
Okay.
I love you. I'm sorry, I love you. Still makes me tear up. Number 10, Reigns and Rhodes 1.
Really?
I felt like it's such a better match than the first one.
I'll be honest, I think that's a little high.
I can see why people would rate it high. Like
then, that match is good, but I think the other main event of that show was even better.
Yes, the tag match. The tag match I think I do have on my list.
That was a good Mania.
It was a good
really
Mania.
Good Mania.
Case in point, night 1 I had at number 27. I think it's because I'm just not as big of a fan of the Usos, and I didn't care as much about their reign being as impactful as like in terms of sheer magnitude, you know what I mean? Like,
I love Sammy and Kevin, so that was my thing.
Oh, I love them too, but like to me it felt like Roman had truly the suffocating grip on everything, and that's where I was like, we just need to end this. And I love the build, the story, like when Heyman delivered the line, what was it? It was, I know the ending of the line, but it's you might have been Dusty's favorite son, but Roman is the son that Dusty always wanted. Something like that, where it was like, dang, oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah, I'd see why people would make the argument that that wouldn't be as high.
Right.
I just love the straightforward storytelling and the swerve, even though I knew that meant that obviously we were gonna sit through another year of this crap. Predictably.
Was it worth it?
Honestly, with the payoff of 40, kind of. Yes and no is what I want to say.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
The issue is that there was one world title, so nobody could get to the main event.
And then Roman just buried that title for no reason. I still don't understand that. Number 9, Triple H and Undertaker, the end of an era.
Oh, great. Love that.
He's like, finally, we're on a good take.
No, I think that deserves to be top 10. I would have probably swapped that for the Bret Austin thing, though.
Yeah, I can for sure see that. I just remember being. This is obviously
that match is amazing. It's probably the best walk and brawl I've ever seen.
100%, and the kick out.
Yeah.
I mean, building up to that double finish kick out. I just remember watching that after Punk and Undertaker, and I had goosebumps. The first time I'd ever seen that, I actually had goosebumps. I knew the ending because obviously the streak isn't broken. I knew the ending, and I was holding my breath the first time I watched it.
Right.
I mean, it was just so gripping to me that
Yep.
Anyways, the Yes movement is number 8. I'm biased.
Yep.
Daniel Bryan, that whole night. It's more so the moment for me. The matches are still great, but the moment itself just encapsulates everything to do with wrestling that I love.
Yep.
Number 7. This is not a match. This is a moment. It's not the match, but it is the cash-in at WrestleMania 31.
That match is good, though.
It is a good match.
I'll say Roman and Brock had like 10 matches together. They only managed to have a good one twice.
Yeah.
The first one and the last one.
Yeah, and the last one was a barnyard brawl. But yeah, the moment itself, I was not expecting that at all, and I just remember loving it. It's fun. It's weird to say because I hated Rollins at the time. I still thought that wrestling was real, but I just remember just loving it so much.
Ugh.
Like, yes. Like the moment.
I
like,
loved it because I liked Rollins.
oh, okay.
I was a big Rollins guy, and I did not hate Roman Reigns, but I wasn't the biggest fan of him. I didn't like Brock because he ended the streak. I kind of had a feeling they would do something because people freaking hated Roman. They hated that guy. They were not going to want to see him win.
I did.
They wanted Daniel Bryan. I loved Daniel Bryan, and then he got hurt a month later and had to retire.
And then they screwed him over and put him on Fastlane.
Yeah, I remember that because then they had the match with him and Roman.
And then Roman beat him and he got booed out of the building for it.
Yeah, which was the second year in a row they did something like this because they had the same thing with Batista, and then Batista fought Del Rio, and the fans were cheering for Del Rio. When the people are chanting for Alberto Del Rio, you have made a grave mistake.
That was a bad booking choice. The only exception was Del Rio's return when he fought Cena at Hell in a Cell. I still think Cena should have retained that.
Was Sepp Coulter on the scooter?
Yes, I still think they should have had Cena retain. But that's
Viva Mex America.
Undertaker.
I could go off.
Undertaker and Shawn too. At number 6.
That's great.
A lot of these,
one of the best main events they've ever done.
A lot of these might be textbook. Actually, no. 2 of these, I think, I'm really interested to see your take. Number 5, Rock and Cena 1. I do want it on record. I don't even have number 2 on the top 41.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not the biggest fan of that match. That's probably the most unique build they've ever done.
Yes,
they
hence
built
why
it
it's
for
on
an
there.
entire calendar year.
Yes,
it's unique. It's good, but I think there's better. There's been better matches.
If Cena wasn't already mainstream, this permanently cemented him as mainstream with the United States and globally, for sure.
In a way, I guess so, but I also think that it was kind of more of a forced version of Hogan and Rock.
Agreed. Hence why it's not number 1.
They wanted to force it. Yeah.
It was too much, but it was so unique too, to your point, that's why I was like, some of these, I just based it off of historical significance, like this one. Number 4, WrestleMania 3, Hogan slams Andre.
Yeah.
It's not...
The match isn't that good.
The match is horrible. Andre's health has declined.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The match sucks.
No, he is a moving block of tofu by this point. He is just... It's not very good.
But both guys were larger than life, and the moment, I think you could agree, the moment made WrestleMania. Must be.
Because Andre had never been a heel at that point, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, correct. Number 3, and this actually, because Undertaker, like you, is my all-time favorite, this actually pains me. But I feel like it's too historically significant. The streak dies. Number 3. I cannot stress enough, if it was going to die, I know
that was mainstream.
I know some people, yes, and I think you can attest to your own, and I'd actually like to, after this list, I'd actually like to hear your side of it. I don't care what anybody says in terms of Brock shouldn't have broken it, because we can play the coulda, shoulda, woulda. I think if there was anybody that's to break it, it's Brock. Reason being is because he has the legitimacy outside of the sport to just and nobody you can't disagree, or if you do, I think you're wrong, just objectively speaking. Brock hit the stratosphere the rest of that year and then some. Like, his aura was off the charts.
He had a great year. But
his energy, even now, like, one could make the argument he doesn't need it now because he's not touting it. But if you give it to a young guy who shows up every week, it's gonna ebb away. It's not gonna feel as special, I think, if you give it to a young guy. And that's where I sat there and I thought, either this should have never died, or Brock should have killed it. And why it's on my favorites list is not just because of the historical significance, but also I will never forget the shock, the mainstream news, where I was. I mean, it is so raw and real that anytime I watch it, I know where I imagine where I was when I had heard.
Dude,
the
you had
news.
people crying in the streets.
Yes.
Like this was like as big of an event as like it was like the last episode of Seinfeld, where just everything stopped. It was like, whoa, because that was the thing. That was the big thing at Mania. You never thought that it was going to happen, and seeing it happen, and it felt weird too, because Taker in that match, that was the first match that Taker just looked old. That guy looked old. That was not a good look for him. Like the beard and the faux hawk. That was bad. That was not a good look at all. That man looked at least 75 years old fighting Brock Lesnar. And I think people saw that and people kind of thought, wow, he's kind of done. And it came out that he had like a big concussion afterwards and all that big stuff happened. That was a big moment. And I guess I can kind of agree with your point. I think it probably should have never been ended.
Mm-hmm. I like you.
But having someone who would have been, I guess, a part-time killer, kind of does work, as much as I hate to admit it.
Yeah, because like think about it. Logan Paul feels less special being on TV all the time, and I don't even like Logan Paul.
I disagree. I think that if he definitely should be more of a full-time talent than not, because he doesn't feel special as a part-time guy anymore. His shtick for me got old, and I think that I don't really want to see him wrestle anymore, which sucks because he's a tag team champion with another boring guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I don't understand why they made Austin Theory heel, because he's so much more natural as a face. Like just outside the ring, his interviews, he's like, why?
They've made
give
him
a face
Blandy
turn.
McBland man for the last like 4 years.
Give him a face turn. See what he does with it. Anyways, sorry to derail it.
No, you're good. You're good.
Number 2, Undertaker and Shawn won.
Yep.
And then number 1,
so that's gonna be
Hogan and
there.
Rock. Yeah. Some
There
of
we
these I
go.
feel like are very good, and then others I can see why people we can
Some
have
are good,
discussions
some
like
are not.
these where people were like, nah, I'd put that lower, I'd put that higher, I'd put this lower.
I will say this: I didn't know if in the top 25 you were gonna say the Benoit Eddie thing. I didn't know if that was gonna be in there.
That is not in. That's not even
a
on my
tricky-
41.
That's a tricky thing. It's very, very tricky.
I'll put it like this: if Benoit did not do what he did, that would probably be top 5. I'm just gonna leave it at that with that moment. Because it happened, because of that, the way it happened, it's not as impactful to me, like the moment, because I just keep. This is where I will forever separate the art when looking at Benoit's matches with the person. But the problem is that moment is kind of more so like peeling back the curtain.
Yeah.
To them, who they are behind the scenes, and that's partially why I can't bring myself to do that, because yeah, dude, you took out your family. I don't know how else to put it.
Right. Yeah. No. That's always going to be a hard one.
They gave you that moment and you throw it away.
Well, I wouldn't exactly say that he was in the right mindset to be doing that.
True.
But yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't think that while he was doing that, he was thinking to himself, "Damn, they're never going to replay that again." I think he had clearly other things on his mind than that.
Sorry for laughing. I know what you mean. Yes, that's why I'm laughing. I'm laughing at what you're implying. I'm like, yeah, that's a good point.
He's like, damn, my wrestling legacy. No.
Oh,
No, that's not what was going on.
he had the cables in the weight room and was like, man, they're never gonna replay that moment again. Gosh darn it. Shucks. Golly gee willikers. You know what he really thought?
Hell.
You know what he really thought? He might, if we're keeping along with this joke, he probably thought, you know what, this will bring Vince McMahon back from the dead. That's a timely reference. Because he had faked his death the week before.
Yeah.
This
He
will
was
bring
so
him back.
passionate about the business, he thought it was real.
If Vince, I won't let Vince. I can't stand a world without Vince.
It's like the worst version of Romeo and Juliet you've ever seen.
Yes. I just feel bad for laughing at this joke.
I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't.
Oh. But yes, yeah, where were you when the streak died? To get back.
Ooh.
Do you remember?
So this was weird. I didn't find out about it until a few days later.
Really?
I don't know. I don't know why. I didn't watch that Mania. I don't think I had the network.
So I didn't either. I did my YouTube.
How old was I? I was 11. What the hell would I have been doing at 11 years old? So I would have been in like I think the 4th or 5th grade. I don't know what I would have been doing. But all I know is that Mania would have been past my bedtime by that point. So there's no way I would have seen it. I think I read about Warrior dying before I read about Taker's streak ending. Because I didn't watch the following Raw.
I mean, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was a crazy death.
I was like, wait a second, he was just here. What happened? He just died?
Rectified, like mended all the fences. I know he didn't get to truly mend fences, but really had a redemption.
I think if he stayed alive, he would have been able to do that. He seemed kind of like he was a changing man. Hellwig, but yeah, it is crazy how fast everything just happened.
Yeah, because I mean, for all the roller coasters, like Brian's moment, I mean that truly was the only reason why that Mania got saved. By the way, I think you're in agreement with that. That Mania, I still can't believe they recovered. Like they got the crowd back. No, I mean like the term like getting the crowd back. I can't believe they got the crowd back after Undertaker's streak died. Like for the main event. I know that obviously it was too hot, but it's like, wow, how did you get the crowd back for that?
I remember they did that, and then they had the 12 woman like
that was needed. That was needed.
Yeah,
they needed a filler match. That sounds terrible to say, but they needed a filler.
Oh, it reminds me of how terrible that women's division was. Because I watched the Total Divas versus like Real Divas Survivor Series match that they had at that Survivor Series 2013, and it shows how bad that roster was. Like it was terrible. Like it was like an 8-on-8 women's match. So you had people getting eliminated off like the worst things in the world. Caitlyn eliminated 2 people with a freaking gut buster. Like in a row. That was not her finisher at all. That wasn't her finisher. I don't even think that was her sig. She was just taking people out. It's like, oh no, Rosa Mendez has been eliminated. Oh no, there goes Oksana. It was just stuff like that. Like, ooh, that division was terrible. But no, they were able to bring the crowd back with D-Bry. But that just shows how loved D-Bry was. Because imagine if that show ended with like 45-year-old Dave Bautista holding the belts up high.
I can't. I can't.
It's crazy.
How
are they going to do that?
I don't know who.
Like, I love Batista, but no, that was never going to happen.
Well, that kind of. Oh man. Well, I thought too, especially by doing these like WrestleMania count-ups that I do every year.
Right.
I can see the fetish that Vince has for. Like, oh well, if the old school works, I'm just going to keep using it. Like you don't. To your point about putting people in the mid-card, the lack of trust to build new stars, to give people the ball, is just... To be fair, he did give people the ball. I do want to specify that. But he wouldn't give the ball in the right ways. Like, sure, yeah, no. We'll make AJ hold the belt for a year. But you know what we'll do? We won't put in much effort into Nakamura versus AJ. When most of the crowd, mind you, doesn't know their history.
Yep.
So we'll just hype it up as these are 2 icons. Like, I'm sorry to say this, but AJ to the casual audience has only been there for 2 years, and Nakamura has only been on screen canonically for the casual audience for like 6 months.
And the match wasn't even that good to justify it.
No. So they put minimal effort into it, and then they turned it about into punching each other in the balls.
Oh, that was bad.
They gave the Jinder Mahal, and I know some people liked the fact that Jinder held the belt. I'm
one of those people.
Yeah, the problem is I thought Corbin's character, they assassinated Corbin's character multiple times. They had such a simple concept with the lone wolf thing, and then they assassinated him with the Money in the Bank cash-in.
They made him look like a dweeb.
And then getting kicked the crap out of by Cena right afterwards. And then they turned him into the Constable like 6 or 7 months later, and I just
and then he feuded with Seth Rollins for like 20 years.
I got
and then
so
him and Lacey Evans versus Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. Why, of all the people to feud with these people, Becky Lynch just came off a main event of WrestleMania, and she's feuding with the girl whose gimmick is that she does an entrance and then she leaves. And she's been on TV for 2 months, and the only thing that we've seen of her is that she was in the Royal Rumble and she did a kip up and fell on her face.
Which is sad because she was actually pretty good.
No, she was not.
She was better than Dana Brooke.
That's like saying that Lash Legend is like on the same level as Nia Jax. Like it's technically true, but
Lash is okay.
The best.
Lash is okay.
I guess so.
She's okay.
I feel like I watch a Lash Legend match and I am waiting for something to happen.
But that's with most people. Couldn't you argue? That's with most people. Like, we're waiting for something to be different or unique about them because everybody's either boiled down to
in a bad way. I am waiting for something horrific to happen where somebody gets dropped on their face or head in a very unflattering way because she just seems when I watch her wrestle, it just seems like something's going to happen and it's going to be uncontrollable and it's going to either be very funny or very horrific. It's like watching a train wreck. And that's how it was with Nia for like the years before she came back. Nia improved so much, but watching her before, it was like watching Viscera before he was Viscera, when he was Mabel.
She was called up
he would
too
just
quick.
He would just hurt people. Yeah, she got called up a little too quick. But even then, I don't think NXT would have really helped her. They needed a powerhouse woman, and they didn't have that for the longest time.
Well, I actually should retract that because, I mean, you think about the domino effects. I do sometimes wonder if she didn't accidentally hurt Becky, how that would have played out. So I actually will retract that. Because if we didn't get the broken nose thing, I don't know if we would have gotten the same level of hype behind Becky.
No, because Becky was already over. Becky was super over.
Yeah, but that was like
when she was fighting
level.
Flair.
Think about the visual though, like the bloody nose, wiping it, basically saying, "Yeah, bring your best." Like, come on.
I guess so. I guess that did look very good, but I think she still would have been kind of in that same level. The only thing that really happened is that she missed out on like a Survivor Series match, but I don't really think that would have been done too much. But yeah, Becky was the thing going into Mania. It was Becky, and it was Kofi, and to a lesser extent, it was Seth. I remember that build well because I was, like I said, I was at that Mania.
You were at 35?
I was at 35, yeah. I got pictures from it. Yeah.
I need to see these.
Oh, like I got a picture of Brock mid pyro.
Now that we're finally on a position where we can chat once in a lifetime.
Right.
This phone call has been 10 years in the making.
That's what I'm saying. 10 years.
10-year anniversary.
All because I was a dumb 7th grader who was looking for next gen streams on WWE 2K because I had the 360 version of 2K17, and it is the worst wrestling game I've ever played.
That is insane.
It is
17 or 16?
There is nothing worse than. It was 16.
Or do you think 15 was worse? Because 15 was the first jump to next gen. And
I'm talking about the last gen version of it.
Yeah. 15 was the first on PS4 and Xbox 360.
No. When did I jump in? I swear it was
You jumped
17.
in 16. You jumped in on 2K16.
Was it 16?
I have the timestamp. You ready for this?
It was 2016, but it wasn't 2K16.
No, it was. It was 2016.
No, because I remember the episode.
WWE. No, never mind. You are correct. You are correct.
That's what I'm saying. It was the end of 2016. Yeah. I remember that because I was so sick. I wouldn't have had a reason to jump because I like 16. I was playing 16. I was having a good time with it. I started looking for streams at 17 because 17, I was just so sick of the last gen version. I'm like, okay, I would like to escape this hell now. So I that's when I jumped on. I was looking for like streams and like universe modes and stuff like that, just to kind of enjoy the game and chat and just like not live in that game because that game was bad, dude. So no, it was 17. That does make sense.
You jumped in. You ready for this date? You ready to feel old?
Because I remember the episode. It was episode 23. I believe it was Raw. I think it was Raw.
No, you debuted on NXT.
No, I remember my debut. I was talking about my first stream I chatted in.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it would have been 23. Yes, episode 23.
Because I remember that 25, I suggested, for some reason, and I don't know why, but Seth Rollins versus RVD. Honestly, I think I just suggested that just to be like a little, like annoying little pest, and just be like, let's see if someone will listen to my dumb idea. I think that's what it was.
So I do have a trivia question for you for Classpar.
All right.
So number one, your debut match happened on season 1, episode 25, on December 11th, 2016.
I remember me and Colt debuted in the same episode, I believe.
Yes. Who was your opponent on the show?
Oh, who the hell was it?
It was a one-on-one match.
God, who was it?
It was not a created character.
I know it wasn't a created character, but the one thing I remember about this match is that for some reason you thought Classpar was 2 words. So you called me Class and then Par. And then at one point during the match you started referring to me as, oh, and look at Par. Par's
Oh, I'm cringing internally.
You were calling me Par. I think it was a cruiserweight. Am I right on that?
You are. It was a cruiserweight.
It was a cruiserweight. Oh. It was someone in game.
It was.
Okay, hang on. I'm looking up the roster. I'm cheating. I'm looking up the 2K17 roster. I'm not looking at the video. I'm looking at the 2K17 roster because I know that there was.
While you do this, unless you got a guess, the main event of that show was for the NXT TV Championship, and it was between a triple threat between Adrian Galerto, Samuel Armstrong, and Hideo Itami.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Armstrong retained the belt. On the same card, there was also Fandango and Tyler Breeze versus RVD and Kane. You were in the middle of the show.
Yep.
The second match on the card was Davis King versus Ross Young versus Colt Lee versus Sheamus in a fatal 4-way. I don't know the stipulation that I had put on that match, but the opening match. This is how crazy the star power. Like I'm just thinking about how all these characters would progress. Titus O'Neil and Darren Young was the opening match against Matt King and Tyler Wolf. Like, the amount of star power on this card that, like, all of our cause would be is just crazy.
Yep. Oh, I might have a guess.
I'd love to hear this.
Was it Sin Cara?
It was not Sin Cara.
Oh, then who the... I want to get this so bad. Okay, were they in NXT?
In real life
like,
at the time?
When this game released, would they have been, like, on the NXT roster?
No. They actually might have been close to retirement.
Retirement?
Forced retirement. They had suffered a horrific injury.
Oh, was it Tyson Kidd?
It was Tyson Kidd.
Oh, okay. Oh, God, I don't remember that at all. No, he would have been paralyzed by that point.
Yeah.
Because by the time that game came out, he was not paralyzed, but he was done.
Yeah.
God, it was Tyson Kidd. Oh. Okay. The other guy who I think I'm thinking of a cruiserweight because for some reason I had Jack Gallagher with me, which that didn't age well at all.
And then you eventually put Sheamus with you.
Yeah, Sheamus.
That ended in a steel cage.
Who was the fourth horseman? It was Neville. Neville was the fourth.
Neville was the fourth. That faction aged horribly.
Oh my God, the Horsemen, and it's just a bunch of European dudes. We were the League of Nations, not the Horsemen.
Yeah, you practically were the Well, that's what I mean. Like,
oh God,
I think I've talked about it to death. Now that you're here, and I actually get to say it verbally to you, because I've actually praised you multiple times on these podcasts, or these episodes of the DDT Podcast. No. I firmly believe that this is a concept of me. This is a combination of things. Number one, learning how to tell a story. I was still very much telling very bad stories at this point, like just not good. So what this character shows, what Classpar shows, especially with the image that I'm using for you when you look back on this podcast and I put it out on YouTube.
God.
I mean, it's you at Mania. No, it's you at Mania 7 with the belt. It's you making the entrance as the WWE champion against Prince Metallica.
Oh hell yeah!
With the arms raised in the middle of the ring. Anyways, what I firmly believe is that Classpar is the epitome of learning as I go and learning to believe in a character, that I can make a character work. If there was a character that is a perfect example in the industry or on my channel, it's Classpar that I cite. I've said it multiple times. I did not believe in this character. I thought this character sucked. I thought I just think this is a waste of time. This is a jobber gimmick. It's a William Regal knockoff. It's a Hunter Hearst Helmsley rehash. It's terrible. And that's partially why I feel like he was directionless, even when he won the NXT Championship, because I did not really believe in the character.
Right.
I only really just started to believe around the time that you were in the middle of your reign and still dealing with Sheamus. I was like, ooh, this is still really rough. I need to get him away from this. And then I think I reached a point, because at that time around Survivor Series I was US champion with Matt King. I thought, if I'm gonna give him a chance to see if this character can work, now's the time. And I remember that match just being so good for what we could get out of 2K17 that I was like, okay, I can make it work. And then of course there was the debauchery of WrestleMania 2 for you, the assassination. On paper, that's actually a good match. Like Davis King, Yuri, and you in a triple threat for the US title.
That wasn't the first. I feel like for some reason I just became the most fragile man of all time. So ever since I lost because I remember this. I remember I lost the US title to everyone's favorite mid-carder, The Rock. Or no, did I beat The Rock or did I lose to The Rock?
I think you beat The Rock. I can't remember. No, The Rock didn't win. The Rock didn't win. The Rock did not win. I would have had that on my list for titles.
I beat The Rock. All right. And then who did I lost the title to?
I think you might have lost it to Yuri.
It was Adrian or Yuri. It was one of the two.
Yeah, because Yuri, I think, took the belt from you.
I fight one of them at Mania.
Or did Davis take it from you?
I forget who it was.
Well, no, it was a triple threat. It was you, Yuri, and Davis. I just can't remember how we set it up. Like, who had...
Oh, that's what it was. The Rock was at ringside for me.
That sounds right.
During our big match, because you were feuding with The Rock.
I got knocked out by Cena on that show because I hit a turnbuckle. You and I both...
No, I'm talking about our match.
Oh, whoa.
Our match.
Our match?
Together.
That was WrestleMania 3.
Our match,
the first match.
Yes, the first one. The Rock was at ringside for me. That's what I remember.
Yes, because he wanted to see me fall.
Yes, because you were feuding with Rocky.
Yes, and then I fought Rock, and then I fought Cena at Mania. We both had bad Manias that year.
I had well, here's the thing. I don't know if you remember this. We had the chamber as well. I was in, I think, the world title chamber with you. What? And you eliminated me in about 2 minutes with a bulldog. just the random Chris Jericho bulldog, and you took me out. And I walked out depressed after that. And then I lose at Mania to a random neck break.
Oh, that's right. That did happen. And then if that makes you feel any better, I got knocked out by getting dropped onto the middle turnbuckle by Cena.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I had to write
reversal,
myself
yeah.
out with a concussion.
Yeah, you had a concussion. I probably had like several if I was losing that easily. Mania 2.
That was horrible.
The
2K17
culmination
bad.
of Kevin Owens. Yep.
Kevin Owens and Kurt Angle and
Kevin Owens and Adrian, because you wanted to push Adrian.
yes,
That was
it
very
a triple
clear
threat.
why that was a triple threat.
Yes, and Kurt Angle had
And
won,
then-
and I was like, no,
and then,
Adrian.
and then he didn't win because you were outside the ring because of the weird little the ring out mechanic where they had the bar fill up.
Yes.
And you would be out there for 20 years while Kevin Owens is hitting the power bomb in the ring, and you slowly watch your hopes and dreams die as he pins Kurt Angle.
I cried.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, okay, he's the champ. And you're like, yep, that's Maney.
I seriously, I truly believe this.
Oh.
I think things started to get better in season 3. Season 3 was the turning point. That is where we really started to pick things up. I also hold it to
18 was fun.
I think we poured gas on the fire, like all storytelling, when it came to this is what I mean by like Harvey jacking stuff up. I shouldn't say he jacked it all up because I went along with it. Because we had a good thing going. I think storytelling got a match to the flame when we did Harvey and Mr. Samuel. That is when everything started to pick up, like across the board. Things just started getting bigger and bigger with everything having stories.
Right.
That is, I think, the pinnacle turning point when we ran that story. And to me, it was a no-doubter that Mr. Samuel was going to retire because Mr. Samuel, the creator, had texted me saying that he was done. Like, I can do whatever I want with the character. And I felt that it was wrong to keep just doing a bunch of stories with him. And then I thought it was a great way to legitimize how finite our careers are in storytelling and I asked Harvey if he would retire him. So yeah, and then we had the one-off of that Mania.
Right.
It was a good match. No story.
And that was fun. Yeah, no, it was good. It wasn't as good as the other one. I still love that match just because I know how that game works. I know how freaking hard it was to put on the match with the CPU. Because those AIs were not that good.
Was 17 or 18?
Was 17.
Okay,
that first
you're talking
match
about the
was
US.
in 17.
Yeah, that was lightning in a bottle.
I love that just because I know how difficult it is to have those matches with those characters. And I thought that was one of the best things that you could possibly do with an AI. I always found it impressive that you were able to have these good matches with the AI. Sometimes you would whoop them for a long, long, long period of time to the point where it would not be the most even fight at times. And it was more difficult because the AI didn't exactly have an option to, not want to lose. Because let's be honest, these games are easy. These games are very, very easy. Even on Legend, even with all even with the My Faction stuff now, these games are ridiculously easy if you know what you're doing. Like they are not like NBA. If you have the right move set, you know what to do. It's a game of animations, and these games, I guess, just come easy to me because I've been playing them for, I guess, at this point, more than half my life, which is kind of crazy to say. But to be able to have this unspoken agreement with an AI to be able to kind of create magic like that has never been something that's been lost on me. And I've always been able to kind of respect you for that. Because even with me, right now with what I do, I either let the AIs just fight, or I am cooperating with someone else who is playing the same game as me and trying to, put on these good matches and put on these good storylines and everything like that. I actually got to link you one of my matches. Because I think that what I was able to do there, I had a match with a buddy of mine, Justin Carter, who's big in like the CAW community and everything like that. We had a 65-minute classic with what we were able to do.
Holy cow!
Yes. No, trust me. When I say I did sim, I did sim.
Which game
dude.
was this?
This was 25. This was last year.
Really?
This was only a few months ago. Yeah.
Wow. Yes, please.
And this was coming off of another great match that we had, and I think that we went about 30 or 40 that time. And these were 2 matches for the top belt in the company. So these were big. These are big matches, and yet somehow we were able to deliver with them. So doing that with someone else is very, very difficult as is. Doing that with an AI, well, that's God's work.
Well, I mean, you saw plenty on. Also, thank you. I do appreciate the kind words.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, I did it because I wanted to primarily to control the narrative.
Right.
Especially as season 3 kicked off. I mostly just did it because I had nobody else at first, and then I thought I can, if I get good enough, I can kind of control it to the point where I couldn't do sim well at all. Like I would try what you do, and with the competitive leagues, I just would suck because I would get too wrapped up in trying to make it good.
Do.
Oh, it's
that's
not
what I do.
Okay.
It's not competitive. So no, sim is not that. That's competitive and stuff like that.
Okay.
Sim is basically like what actual wrestling is. There is a predetermined winner with a storyline that is being like presented to you. And so we just wrestle. And we wrestle the match and the story that we want to wrestle. So we're like letting each other out of pins, putting on submissions, talking to each other during like the entire thing. During the weekly shows, we'll have promos, like different things to build it up. It's basically like if actual wrestling was just presented throughout a game form. And that's what sim is. And that's why I find it so refreshing to do. And that's why I did it for so long. I'm kind of on a bit of a break now, but to anybody else like watching this, like I have a freaking blast doing that. And
so it's like what I did, but with people.
Yes.
Oh.
Why do you think I love it so much? That's sim.
I just figured you liked it because, you know, you get the trash talk people all the time.
Oh, well, that too, but listen, I am known as the guy with the silver tongue. Whenever they have this thing called the Golden Mic Award for some companies. At this rate, they might as well just name it the Classpar Award because I usually win it if I'm doing that. I'm the guy who does the promos the better than whatever anyone usually can. I mean, there's some good promo guys out there. There's a lot of guys who I can go toe to toe with, and I love being able to do that. But honestly, I just love being able to talk trash. I mean, I'm a heel at heart. What can I say?
This is one of the dreams I always had was if we had been given the ability to do the promo battle between Classpar and Matt King before season 7's Royal Rumble.
Oh.
Instead of me doing it by myself.
I would have had a lot.
Before that culminated.
I absolutely would have been able to do that. Yeah. That would have been good. Because that was a big match from what I remember. Yeah, because
the story was that, for people that don't know, Matt King was on the way out. His knee was, the old wounds of his knee was catching up with him, and he had a finite amount of time. So he wanted to become world champion, and he wanted to put over Kevin Draco. We're not going to talk about the final match. That was rough with Kevin Draco, and I still feel awful about that. But, you know, that's
was it that bad?
It was really bad. It was like a 5-minute match.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Because I remember it just being okay, but I don't remember it being bad.
I felt awful. I apologized to the guy who made Draco afterwards. I felt that horrible because it was supposed to be. Well, it's more about him, like elevating him, in my opinion. And I just I dorked it up with the AI. So I think I couldn't kick out or whatever. I failed to kick out. It was rough. Anyways, the build-up leading up to that, WrestleMania 7 was the perfect example of most of the matches being underwhelming only because the build was so good and the matches just, the AI is what the AI is sometimes. Sometimes you get a legendary show like WrestleMania 5, and then other times you get WrestleMania 7 where it's like, I mean, it was okay.
Yeah.
Or 6. 6 might be the better example.
Right, yeah, but that was kind of a middle of the road show. From what I
between
remember.
the two. But anyways, but that was also because Davis King won the world title. But that's the point.
Oh, he did win that.
5 and 6 for the back-to-back
my.
of the brothers, because everyone wanted me to win the Rumble for 5, and I was so hesitant. Because I was like, really, y'all want me to win the Rumble and headline another WrestleMania? And everyone's like, yes, fight Cole, you and Cole at WrestleMania. That's where I went behind the scenes, and I was like, oh, I'm totally having Scott Cole cash in on me. I'll win the belt, and then I'm gonna do the switcheroo. That was amazing. Then it was Colt versus Davis, where Rogue probably should have been the one winning that. It should have been Rogue versus Scott.
If there's one thing I would have remembered really getting behind Davis. I don't remember that, so I don't think I was against it, but I don't remember exactly being all for it.
From what I remember, your argument to me was, and I do sort of agree. Actually, for the most part, I do agree, especially in hindsight now. Narratively, Rogue Killer made the most sense. He was the killer in the ring. He was the big man. He was the behemoth. He was the believable one that could beat and vanquish Scott Cole and kill the Bullet Club, because that was the culmination of the Bullet Club story. Yeah. Which actually, I think that run with Bullet Club, the second run, was really good with Arlington, like the phases, everything. I actually thought we booked it pretty well.
Right.
Yeah, I think your line was, if Davis doesn't get over now, he never will be.
Oh, it's a now and never. Yeah, that would make
sense.
You
you were more for Rogue, and you were cautioning me like, listen, yes, Davis is good and he's a good mid-carder, but if he doesn't get over, like he's like, it's dangerous to give him the world title again.
Yeah.
And that's where I think that was my decision. I didn't want to have Rogue beat Scott. I think I wanted to do that later down the road. So I used Davis as the transitional to get the belt off of Scott. At Money in the Bank, I put it on Rogue.
Right.
And then your line, I don't remember. That's one of those things. I used to be a historian where I could pull up almost any match from this.
Right.
But it's been like 5 years since like constantly thinking about it. So I'm not sure. I think I ran that match. Or at least them in the ring together. But I thought that would be a future massive match to have Scott fight in the rematch. But I also remember you saying that if Rogue doesn't beat Davis, then Rogue's never becoming world champion. I remember you saying that, like, Rogue had to win the Money in the Bank match at Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Or else you've killed Rogue Killer. And I was like, I mean, I'm in agreement. Rogue's winning this thing, but sure.
Right.
This is what I mean by, like, you either reinforce things or you talk me off some ledges where it was like, that's why I appreciated you, because we disagreed a lot.
If there's one thing about me, I didn't sugarcoat stuff. I wasn't just going to be, I'm all the way with this, I'm all the way with that. No, dude, I'm a wrestling fan. I have opinions, and some of my opinions aren't going to exactly agree with what the book would say, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, you were the cited person that I would go to for pretty much anything. Colt was good with NXT. He would offer me a lot of really good pointers. Harvey was very hit or miss. Scott, Cole, any conversation with him was amazing. Like he would roll with anything I wanted to do.
Right.
Not as a yes man, but because his character was dominant anyways. So he was more so like, whatever your vision is with my character, run with it. But he was heavily involved with like the lore behind his character, the build up, the backstories, all of it. He wanted everything to matter. And he had no problem voicing no with certain people he wanted to fight. Like he believed that he could help get Arlington over to the main level, which was great. Like, I loved his willingness to try and get people over.
Right.
Wanted to work
I get
with,
that.
wanted to do the mask arc, wanted to do this, wanted to do that. I was like, awesome. Daniels was always a good conversation.
Yep. I remember. Yeah, I remember. It was us three for the long time. It was me. It was me, Alex, and Kevin. Yeah.
Yes, that sounds right. Because
that's
Alex
yes.
was Draco.
Yes, and Kevin was Daniels.
Yes.
So it was hard because we had Kevin Draco, and then we had Kevin.
Yes, that was a headache.
That was difficult. That was difficult to try and be like, okay, you said Kevin. Which Kevin are we talking about?
Right. And what's frustrating about, I remember DJ just being really frustrating. Not as a person,
Really?
but it was like trying to pull teeth sometimes to get his character, or to get input.
Yeah, because there were just times where he was just gone for a long
and he
time.
would never, like, he would go long phases without ever giving me his character, so I had to write him off, and that's why now he just feels like so just minor in comparison to you, because his momentum was too inconsistent.
Right.
To where I couldn't get
Did he have
anything
the
going.
game?
Yes and no. Sometimes he wouldn't get the game for a long time, then he would get it to me last
Okay.
second, and I'm like, I can't use this, or...
Gotcha.
And then at other times it was like, well, I don't know where to take him from here, so I can't. I can't do this.
Right. Okay.
Slim
Gotcha.
Reaper was another
He
interesting
was the
one,
first.
too.
I think he was the first person that I was talking to in the chat. It was him and Harvey, from what I remember.
Yes. They
Right.
were very much interested in the process. Harvey got busy with stuff, but
Yeah.
Harvey was very hands-on with his character.
Yep. I don't blame him. I was too.
You were.
Yeah.
Except for the mask part.
And
You weren't
maybe-
sure who that was.
Oh no. I mean, I had a feeling, but I mean, knowing you, anything could change. I mean, you wanted me to cheer Johnny Gargano after he cashed in the Money in the Bank on Samuel, from what I remember, and then Ciampa turned, and then it's like, yeah, no, why? I kept thinking to myself, you just had this baby face win the world title, and then he gets cashed in on with another baby face. What's going on here?
Oh, it got worse because it was yeah, like I said, there were conundrums.
Yeah.
There was
And
some
it's not-
really
it-
bad choices on my part. Because Braun
not like-
Strowman and Goldberg got involved.
Oh my God.
That was the main event.
Yeah.
Braun,
Yeah, it was the main event. Yeah.
Braun, Goldberg, and Ross Young.
Look at you predicting the freaking match before it happened.
Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh. My stuff either aged really well or aged poorly.
Yep.
NXT,
Who won
I
that
remember.
Rumble?
Who won that Rumble?
Yeah.
3?
The season 3 Rumble. Yeah. Was it Ross?
No, Ross. It probably was Strowman. Now that I think about it, Ross would have probably it was Goldberg. Goldberg won it. Goldberg won it.
Billy Boy won
Because
it. Okay.
Braun was the pivot off of Gargano. That was the confusing part because I had to
Gotcha.
make Gargano hurt because everyone hated him and I just ruined a man's career forever and all
Yeah.
time. Never to be ever seen as a main eventer ever again because of it, because of my conundrum. No, the Royal Rumble would have been 100% Bill Goldberg.
Yes.
That would have
Pushing
been
that future talent. I get you.
Well, I wasn't in control. Remember, that was the one that made me take control from then on.
Oh, when did he come out?
Oh, he would have been. Actually, I might have had the stats right here.
I think he was like 26, wasn't he? I don't know why, but it feels like he was 26. Because who was 30?
I don't know. I think he
Because
was.
for a while, there was a bit of a pattern where 30 kept winning.
30
I
or
wonder why
29.
that was. Yeah.
Wow, Goldberg.
Yeah, 30 and 29 would just win.
I don't have the number for you, is what I'll say. I don't have it
okay.
on me. I had a spreadsheet where every Rumble result. Oh wait, maybe I can pull something.
I remember that first Rumble, you were biting your fingers that I wasn't going to win because I got close. And me and my dumb car with the snakeskin tights.
Your character is one of the greatest evolutions ever. That's all I'm gonna say.
That is the most respectful way of saying I agree I've ever heard.
It was terrible,
thank
but
you.
then your character became a legend.
I had a vision. I promise it looked better on the 360 than it did.
You keep telling yourself that. I'll let you have it.
I will.
You keep hoping.
I had the aqua tights instead. I had the white boots. I had a completely different hairstyle. I looked like frickin' Kevin Bacon.
I haven't.
it.
Oh, it crashed. I can't access it anymore. No.
Oh no.
It's an old document. I hadn't opened it in 5 years.
No.
It's okay. I have like I have a bunch of the stats. Yeah. Goldberg.
Ugh.
Goldberg I have was one of the winners.
Yeah.
So it would have been
Honestly,
Strowman and him.
It's funny because the evolution of class in yours is probably completely different to the evolution of class in mine. There were times where he had like facial hair and like wacky mustaches and goofy hats and different robes, and I was a mess. I didn't know what the hell I was doing with him. And it wasn't until I believe like later into 19 where I finally got a face photo for the guy. Because for a while I didn't do face photos at all for any of my characters. And it took until 19 to get one for class.
Wow.
But for the longest time, the main insult for class was just, you look like Colonel Sanders. And there was nothing I could really say to
counter that.
Say, yeah, exactly. Because I looked like Colonel Sanders. Especially with the mustache that I had too with him. And then I did the Mafia thing at the end of 19.
That's right.
Which would have been after Universe, and that was the one you saw in Gore Perkins, and that's kind of the style that I've kept with to this very day. Like, I have not changed.
I know people who know you from Gore Perkins.
Yes, which was crazy that whole thing happened. But I will say this for class, because I'm on like this is like being broadcast to people. If there's anyone I got to thank, it's Jason Moreno. He helped me figure out what to do with class because I had a rough outline for what I wanted to do. I had the black and white. I was doing that before Tony Storm, by the way. I also did the Mafia thing before Tony D. I guess I'm just ahead of the Tonys. I don't know. But I had an idea of what I wanted to do for the Mafia thing. And Moreno helped make the logos that you see on class. And he helped make a lot of the things that were able to make me. I finagled with some other stuff, but it was very, very minimal. And yeah, if there's anyone I got to thank for that, it's him. And I've just been able to recreate it every game. But yeah, no, the Gore Perkins stuff you were saying.
Well, I capitalized on that by doing the coinciding it with, because I was already doing the Universe retrospect, and then it blew up because people would watch Gore Perkins and then they jumped over to see how your career went in my series. So people
free advertising. What can I say?
Yeah, I mean, no, literally, that was crazy. I remember people bandwagoning off of wanting to see more from you, and I was like, oh shoot, well, let me advertise this to help bolster your brand.
Yes, I remember you left a comment.
Because I was like, well, I could. On one hand, I don't want to be like advertise my own stuff, but on the other hand, I was like, wait a minute, this could really benefit him if people want to see like the journey, the story of Classpar and how long he's been doing this. So that's where I was like, you know what, I really should advertise this.
Right.
So that was kind of what made up my mind. Was I was like, I could try and help him. I could try and help him. let me do something. Well, what's funny is Bundy, the guy who plays Bundy, he just asked me because the Retaliate Wrestling channel, YouTube channel that they all know me from, or that they all are part of. He just asked me a couple days ago. He's like, "Can I commission you from your posters that you do online?" He's like, "Can I commission you to do something of Classpar, like an 8x10?"
Really?
Yeah, no lie. He was like, "Are you
are
you still able to like do something with that?" I was like, I'll get back to you on that. It's like, that's a very unique request. I've never had somebody ask me like to do something like that.
Yeah.
So I told him I don't know.
Nuts.
Well, especially now that I use Photoshop, he was like, "Oh, the stuff you do is amazing now." So he was like, "You should 100% Like, do something of Classpar for me. It's like, I'll think about it.
I would never, ever, ever expect my dumb wrestler, who I'm gonna give you a lore drop right now. I don't know if you know this. A lot of people do know this. Classpar is a compound. I combined 2 words to make Classpar. I think I may have told you this, but originally it was Classy Casper.
No, you never told me this.
Okay, so that's what it was in 16 when I first made the character. It was Classy Casper. And I, at one point, realized, wait, this sounds awful. What if I just combine the words and just make Classpar? I'm like, wait, that actually kind of sounds cool. It kind of rolls off the tongue. Okay, I'll go with Classpar now. I guess that's my name. Yeah, that's how it was. So, Class was a character. It had been probably a character for about a year before I brought him up in the universe. So he was there. He was something that I'd use. That was my OC. So that wasn't just like a spur of the moment thing where I brought him on. No, he was there. He was established in my mind. The name had been combined by that point. And yeah, that's what it was.
Wow.
No, I know. I'll give you like big lore drops. Now you know, like, because you probably have to have been thinking, what the hell does this mean? What is a Classpar, anyways?
It is a question that has bothered me for no joke almost about 9 months and 9 years and about 7 months. It has bothered me.
Well, now you have your answer. It was just me throwing 2 words together because I realized the name sounded like crap.
Well, funny enough, I asked myself that question. What is a Classpar? Like, what? I think it was when I was trying to figure out what to do with you. I'm like, what does this mean? Like, what is...
So when you were calling me, it's like, what am I going to do with par?
I still think one of the funniest things was following through on cutting, like, I think it was Kevin Draco cut the first 2 letters out of your name for a short period of time. Oh, sorry.
I have had people...
Oh, no, go ahead.
I have had people call me that in promos before. That is a thing.
It's not as cool.
Yeah.
Because we made it a gimmick.
It was my name. That was my ring name.
We made it his official ring name.
Yes. It was just censored. So I would just come out and be like, yep, this is my name.
And we couldn't say it, so it was like...
Dude, you should have made gear for it. You should have made gear for it. Or something.
If I knew better, or if I was as good... If I had as much knowledge, I should say, as I do now of how to make stuff, I 100% would have made gear. 100% would have made gear. Missed opportunity. Such a fun. Oh, to segue back. So because we were talking about our trilogy. We were talking about the 3rd match. To explain the build-up, long story short, my character's knee was gassed out, and I wanted to retire to Kevin Draco. Classpar's character was obsessed with, no, it has to be me, because the torch can't be extinguished by a guy who's not ready for it or is undeserving. It should be me. Like, let me take the burden and carry your torch. And I was like, this isn't about you. Like, this is about what I want in my career. I wanted it on my terms. And Claspar's character was so obsessed with it that I think I won the world title. I then had the match with Draco, and you interfered and cashed in. It ended in a DQ. This is before Royal Rumble. So I had
this is a SmackDown. I do remember this.
Yes,
I think.
Because I had the terrible match with Undertaker right beforehand that we're not going to talk about ever. It was horrible. I never want to relive that match.
What's fine? If we were going by years, he would have been like 60. So we're good.
Canonically, it makes sense.
That would have been Taker today.
Pretty much.
It's difficult to have a match against the guy who doesn't have a hip. So
exactly.
We're all good on that. Yeah.
But no, that match happened.
Kayfabe, brother.
That was 100%. Yeah. It was 100% a tease. That's what the Draco match was for. A tease for Mania, and also got you the belt. And you were basically like, if you want to have this storybook ending, You got to take it from me. And I can't remember how you suckered me into agreeing to it. Because you were still the champion. I think it was, no, that's what it was. You forced me. I had to use my rematch. I think that's what it was. And you forced me to use my rematch, and it wasn't going to be against Draco. I think you didn't want to give Draco the match because you didn't want to set me up with him. You wanted to make sure that I fought you instead.
Yeah.
And that you beat me so bad at the Royal Rumble that I retire. Right then and there. I think was what the story was going to be. Because you were mad class. Not trying to highlight our name. Truly crazy part.
Oh, no, I'd gone insane by that point. I was a power-hungry... And I love that version of me. I love because that was kind of what I envisioned Class as always being. Like, someone whose ego was so far, like, above the clouds that he had lost all the oxygen into his brain and had gone completely insane. And that's the version I love. That's the version I love playing because I love being a complete power-hungry maniac as Class. Because I can be a good like baby face when I'm wrestling and everything like that, kind of being like the good old like technical vet wrestler. I love being an evil maniacal SOB. It's great. it's so great to do promos like that.
Well, like this is what I mean by evolution. So like you had already built the dynasty at this point. You were in the early stages of the dynasty because you had acquired EC3 and Austin Arrogance at this point into your faction. They were already winning championships. So I think you had 6 belts going into Rumble, if I remember that correctly. Total. Because you were WWE.
We had a bunch of tag titles.
You were WWE. EC3 was, I believe, NXT champion. So that's 2 belts. And then I believe, if I remember correctly, not only did Austin and him win the NXT tag belts, I think the 2 of them won the SmackDown tag belts as well at the same time. Like shortly after. Because you all had like a ton of belts. Because EC3 was a three belt holder. At that point.
Yeah.
He was I think you had dual wielded at that point. And then EC3 like lost it after Mania or right before Mania. Like that was like the mass purging of belts where you all dropped the belts because you didn't have the SmackDown belts for long in your faction. No. But you certainly had the NXT tag belts, the NXT championship and the WWE. I know you had that for a while.
I remember that cuz they lost them right at the end. I do remember that.
You all had they had longer runs with the NXT belts.
Right.
Coinciding with your WWE title reign. Anyways, so like this is what I mean. You became so obsessed and insane, like you were saying. And then what I loved about that story is that you beating me broke you mentally.
Yeah.
Because my character was effectively like the moral compass. Like that's what I liked about my character was I didn't need to push myself. My character was just the heart of the story, no matter if he was in the main event or not. Like the series is Matt King's heartbeat. And then you beat him, and then it was kind of like, okay, well, you're still the champion. And then you suckered me into Chamber. You suckered me into Chamber was what it was. I can't remember how or why. I think I had agreed to it as like, you know what, one final match. Right. And then it came down to you and me in the grand finale, and we still had a really good sequence together.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. It was like that Kofi Debray thing.
Yes, and it was the final send-off of our feud. So we didn't have a 4th match, but that was like our way of having
I remember that being really good, though.
Yes, because I remember Rumble not being as technical as the second at WrestleMania 3 and not as impressive as the first one. But it was still really good.
That was a good send-off.
And it ended in such a crazy way.
Send-off.
Do you remember the moment? How it ended?
No, I don't. No,
I remember you losing your mind. So I went for the recruitment station or Kofi's SOS. and
Yes.
you hit, and your
I
character,
caught you.
the
Yes,
AI,
yes,
the
I
AI,
caught you.
you hit me with a rolling elbow as I did the animation to try and hit you with my
No,
sig.
it wasn't that. No, it wasn't that. Because now I remember. It wasn't that. I caught you in the rude bomb.
Yes.
What did I call the rude bomb?
Oh, it was the Zarbomba.
No, that was the kick.
Oh,
Was that the Sarbomba 2?
yes, I think
Because
so.
I had a move called the Sarbomba
Because
2.
you lift him off and you slam me like a neck breaker almost.
Yes, I think that was the Sarbomba 2.
Yes, because yes, that was the second iteration, but I still called it
Yes.
the Zarbomba.
You're right.
Either way, you hit me with that, and I was down. I remember being down about it. Maybe not on stream, but I was just down because I was like, man, like it ended on a signature, and you were like, no, that was perfect. Like it didn't need to be as epic. I just remember you reassuring me like that was a perfect way to end it. Like don't even be pissed. Like that's a perfect ending to the trilogy.
I'll tell you this though, when I'm like looking back at my SIGs and like the stuff that I used to do, I'm sad that I don't have like my modern day SIG, because I still use the row and elbow, but dude, you're gonna laugh at this because there's one move I use. I do the Famouser now, and I call it the Fame Classer.
Okay.
which would have been great to have. It just
Wow,
I don't
we
even know
could
why the hell I call.
You ready for this? With 2K19, if you had the Famouser, I could have critically countered that. So you would have been in the powerbomb. I could have turned you into a GTS with that.
Yeah.
That's a crazy transition.
You could do that. What could have been?
Nah, I don't even want to think about that. I loved our trilogy. And even I loved our altercation at the chamber after that. Because I just remember that sequence being good, and that was kind of like okay, this is the finality. But your character had, so that's where Prince Metallico had won the world title or the Royal Rumble that season, and he challenged you, and it was inevitable, and
I remember really wanting that world title. I remember really, really wanting the main event, because I never had that.
Yes, and you were robbed of it several times. I actually think that match was fine. It just wasn't.
I thought it was all right, but I thought it was a little anticlimactic.
Yeah, because Prince won. But narrative.
Not even that.
Well, the other thing too, I try to keep this in mind with the story, is that was a filler plot for you, because you literally just capped off like a full season or like over half a season of trying to control my end. And then to then, I remember writing your character like he was just so down in the dumps, like just so devastated emotionally, that Prince pretty much was just like, you need to gear up because I'm about to whoop your rear end for this belt.
Yep, I do remember that.
And then you were bested, and then you were then looking to recruit Ryan, and that's what set up EC3 in season 8. Because EC3 was like, dude, you've fallen off.
Yep.
And then
so
EC3
began the big
turns
face
on.
turn.
And then the whole catalyst of the entire arc of the next 3 seasons.
Right. Now, if only EC3 was booked that well in real life.
Oh my
Before
gosh.
he went to the NWA, and he looked like a Ninja Turtle with all the steroids in his gut. Yeah.
I don't think WWE... I'm not saying that this storyline doesn't have its flaws, but there's no way WWE would ever pull off the writing that we did with the Dynasty.
No, they just made him a depressed guy with a red Solo cup backstage.
Well, that was Vince, but
it was very sad watching that happen because I love EC3.
Well, just getting
which is why I wanted him in the group. I remember that was a me thing. I liked EC3.
And then we loosely involved Noam Dar.
Did I like Noam Dar?
You did.
Did I?
You did.
I guess so.
You wanted him in the group.
Why did I want him in the group?
I don't know. He was... I don't remember.
We were the metaphor before the metaphor, I guess.
He was like a loose member because he never really...
Why did I want him?
I don't remember why you wanted him. I'd have to look back and see if we have texts about it.
Oh, God. I don't remember that at all.
That's what I mean by like you could find flaws in the booking, but no matter what, like the core story was just too good to even be
worse
derailed.
Than Horseman Jack Gallagher.
No, Horseman Jack Gallagher was awful.
Great, yeah. Listen, I just wanted a friend. We were the tag champs, I think. We won
Dar
the
and
first
you?
belt.
No,
not me and Dar. Me
yeah,
and
you
Gallagher.
were. You were. Yeah. Well,
That
you
was
were
my
the
first- that was
first
my-
tag champs, but that was your first belt. Because
I think
myself,
that was my
myself,
first-
and Mr. Samuel were the first champions.
Yeah, and then we beat the team that beat you guys.
Yeah, which
Who
was
was it? I think it was Sin Cara. That's why I'm thinking of Sin Cara.
that is Sin
Right?
Cara.
It was Sin Cara and someone.
Sin
And
Cara.
Adrian?
It was
Or
either. It might have been
Yuri?
Yuri.
Okay.
It might have been Sin Cara and Yuri.
I think I beat it with like a
was.
small package.
Sounds right.
I think it was like a tornado tag too.
You know what? Funny enough, now that you mentioned Adrian, remember, Yuri. You remember Yuri and CM Punk, the Iron Man match?
Yes, with the big end.
Talking about good matches and 2K17 that had no right being that good. Like that was flawless.
Oh, yeah.
That is still.
No,
I am still so proud of that match. Like there is no
Matches and moments like that where you can get it to line up just exactly right. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you mean.
There was no
And-
story, but it's just like, you know what? That was a damn near perfect match that I can get from this game.
That's why after this I'm gonna link you the two matches I had with Carter.
Okay.
The ones I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because those ones are probably my peak as someone who just likes to go in there and wrestle. And the commentary is on point as well.
I noticed we haven't even talked about how you, and I'm so glad we were. Typically, I keep these podcasts to 1 hour. We have gone to 2.5. And
I was gonna say we're going a while. Yeah.
I have missed dinner, so by a clear mile.
Yeah.
One thing I
be
did want,
having dinner sooner rather than later. But
so
yeah.
I will wrap it up with one other point.
All right.
Or start to wrap it up.
Okay.
Classpar never tapped out until your final match at WrestleMania 8
I remember that.
because you were pissed. You were
I
pissed
remember
that he tapped.
No, I don't think I was pissed. I think it was a fitting ending. I was probably sad, but I don't remember
You
being pissed.
wanted to never be tapped. I remember that for sure. You didn't want to be tapped. I remember not wanting to tap you either.
Mm.
And it just happened that way.
Well, no, I don't think it was that. I think I had tapped I think there were times where I had tapped, but that was only either outside the ring or it was like an Iron Man match or a 2 out of 3 falls match. I'd never lost a match by submission.
I was the only other guy that had made you tap
Yeah, and I think I
because
won
it was
the
an
match.
elimination. It was an elimination Survivor Series, I believe.
Yeah, and I think we won that.
Yeah. Well, that's right. Your team won anyway, so it never.
My
counted.
team won, so it technically didn't lose by submission.
Yeah.
I had the Christian Cage thing going on where he didn't lose the match technically. But
Yes, but I think that's kind of
Yeah.
fitting that I was. Actually, now that I think about it, if that's true, Matt King and Austin being the only two to make you submit, that's kind of crazy.
Poetic. That's pretty poetic. Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like it was too. I didn't want to do it because I felt like that was too cliche. Like, oh, he's never lost by submission, and I was like, I don't like. I want you to just take the pinfall.
I did the John Cena thing before the John Cena thing.
Because you were IC champion and you dropped the belt to Austin.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that. Because I remember my first IC title run was crap, and I wanted to have a better run with that belt.
Then James Arlington rolled you up.
Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
Hey, by the
with
way,
Roll
James
Up Early.
Arlington rolled you up for a win. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I know. I've been reminded many times.
Hey, by the way,
Trauma.
You know what's even
Trauma.
better? That promo package for WrestleMania 9. That roll up is in there.
Oh, you
It is in there. If you look back, the hype promo package for Sante versus James versus Kyle, it's in there.
Oh, the roll up.
I did that on purpose. I wanted
I
to permanently
bet.
have a reminder that you lost by a roll up in.
I appreciate the trauma. It's great, dude. Yep.
Wow.
Just the pain I live with every day. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah.
Anytime.
But no, I remember holding the IC, and that was like the big catalyst for that. I think the only thing that I wasn't feeling was that I just tapped out to. It was just like a regular Boston Crab.
Or was it
and
the
we said it was
Samoa Joe OMG one?
No, it was the Boston Crab.
Okay.
Oh No, it was the Boston Crab. I think it was just like a regular Boston
Sure,
Crab.
it
I don't
wasn't the
think it was
kick
the
out.
Samoa
Like I kicked out and I was trying to get out of it, and he made me tap.
No, because he didn't have that in his moveset.
Maybe not. I'll have to rewatch.
I think it was just I remember it just being a regular Boston Crab.
Okay.
Because I remember you trying to crawl and it didn't work.
I was definitely trying to get out of it. I wanted you to lose by pinfall. 100%.
Yeah.
Like you were going
that-
down for sure because you were retiring.
Well, that too, because that wasn't like a big move of his.
No,
Like it was just a
no.
Boston Crab, but we wrote it. Oh, it's the classy crab. I think because I think I like maybe
Yes.
won one match ever off like a Boston Crab or something like that.
Well,
It's like, yep,
I do
Yep,
remember
that's
that
the
match
move.
being good up till the finish.
it was all right. Yeah,
It was pretty good. That's what I mean. Like 7, 8, 8 and 6 were okay. 7 was good. There were just a few misfires. 9 was really good. I think 4, 5, and 9 were exceptional. That main event,
I love 5.
5
I
is
think
peak.
5 is probably my favorite. Yeah.
I always tell people that if you're gonna watch that, those 4 and 5, buckle up because it's a long show with insane payoffs. Like
Because I'm trying to think who was in our match. Because it was me. It was us.
In 5 or
3, It was
4?
me. I'm trying to think of what my match was in 5. 'Cause I
5
know
was a
it wasn't
6-man.
4, it was
5 was a 6-man
yeah,
in a
I'm
semi.
I know, but I'm trying to think of who else was in the 6-man.
You know what's funny?
I know
I
it
have
was
that
Joe,
match.
It
You
was
want me?
Joe, Elias, me, Draco, Blake.
I really
I
want to see.
don't know who the other one was.
I really want to see if you can pull this.
Was it Colt? No.
No. Colt was
Was it a CAW?
now you got me thinking about where Colt was. No, Colt was in the main event with me. Colt and I were the main.
Oh yeah, that was the really good main event. Yeah, that's what it was. I knew
Yeah,
you
but there
were in
was
the main
still a
event. I
really good
forgot who it
semi.
was.
The hell you mean?
Yeah, no, the semi was good, but the main was really, really good.
Well,
Who the
like
hell was
it?
it?
Well, it was a trilogy of matches. Remember, it was like back to back to back bangers because you had you followed the streak,
Yeah.
and the streak was Armstrong and Arlington.
That's what it was.
That was an insane
Okay.
match too. All right.
I couldn't
What
remember
was
if it
your
was that
what
or
was
if
your
it was
guesses
Colt.
again?
No, because it was.
Who
Colt
do you
was the
who do
guy
you
I had.
think
I
is in your
asked
match?
I asked if it was a CAW.
Oh, well, list the people again. Sorry.
Well, it's Joe, Elias, me, Kevin, and Blake.
Yes, the 5th
I know
is
it's
a
that 5.
regular character.
It's a regular guy. What is it like, Ciampa?
Close, but no.
Was it Gargano?
It was
Who'd I beat for the
Gargano.
belt? Okay, what was he doing in there?
Oh, I think because he was involved with Ciampa. Because Ciampa was Ciampa, I think, was in the mix, and then Gargano took him out.
Oh, okay.
So he wiped. That's when it was mayhem to get the belt. That's why it was a 6-man, because it was total mayhem to get the belt. Because Elias won it off won it at Chamber, off of Joe. Joe had cashed in on. Oh, who did he cash in on? I think he ruined Blake and Kevin's match
I
at
thought it was
Rumble.
me. Oh no, Ciampa beats me.
Yes, Ciampa beat you at. No, really? This is what I mean.
I
Like
win
that.
the belt,
That
and then
was
Ciampa beats me like immediately. That belt like flip flopped like 20 times before Mania.
hence why there was 6 men in it.
Who the hell was the champ going in? Was it Elias?
It was Joe. Joe was the champ.
Oh, it was Joe. Oh, Joe
Well,
beat Elias.
Joe was just supposed to hold it from. I know I wrote this. Joe was supposed to hold it from. Originally, this is how I wrote this. He was supposed to. He won it off of whoever at Rumble, hold it from Rumble to Mania. He was supposed to be the guy that just held it for that.
And then Elias.
And
was
then
like, wait a
Elias was
second.
too hot in the moment that I just let it
was
be
like,
like a miracle
I
moment.
like the. You said I like the goofy guitar man. Let's give him the belt.
No, literally, like all y'all were so hyped for that moment that I changed the plan and I just had Joe win it right back on SmackDown. Like
yeah. And then he was
just
in the
to
match.
just to let you all go home happy on that match.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was a 6-man.
God, that was a weird. That was a. It's crazy. Looking back, that on paper feels like it shouldn't work, but it did.
It did.
And then we had the triple threat like the following show. I remember that. With,
Yes.
With me, Blake, and
That card was stacked. Looking at this on paper, the show kicked off with Harvey and Yuri. Goodness gracious.
Who did they lose that belt to?
Golden Glory versus Rusev Day. Oh, you dropped it to Blake.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It was like 2 pay-per-views later, I think.
Yeah, okay. I can get with that.
Yeah, I think he beat you on the SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view. And I remember you just
That
being
makes
like, sure, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Like,
it was going to happen eventually.
Yeah, I think you figured that you probably wouldn't hold it for very long.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a crazy card. And then it ended with myself and Colt, and then I had Scott cash in on me. I kept that locked. I remember Scott texting me afterwards
that's what
being
it was.
shocked.
I was like, wait, didn't you have a main event with Scott?
Technically,
yeah,
yes. Technically, the match did happen. You are correct.
Technically, that was.
Technically, that was the main event. That show was roided. Yamashita and Harvey, Golden Glory versus Rusev Day, Scott Cole versus Raymond Cruz. Or DJ. Then it was Mysterio as U.S. champion versus Jamie and Andrade. Then the IC champ Road Killer defending against Jeff Sanders, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, and Max Webb. Then it was
Jeff Sanders. Hang on.
The guy who never won the world title.
Huh? Hang on.
You don't remember Jeff Sanders?
No. Okay, wait a second. This is like I'm gonna have like a blank spot in my mind. Who the hell is that?
You want me to send you a screenshot?
Oh, please. Yeah. Send me a screenshot.
All right. This will be the last thing before I turn it into the or segues to the end. That way,
Go right
we can
ahead.
get going. We're gonna do it. We need to do it part 2, anyways.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. No, this definitely isn't the only time we're doing this. Who the hell is Jeff Sanders?
So funny story with Jeff Sanders. Probably why you don't know him is because I never pushed him as the main event. There's a good reason for that.
Yeah.
He and Braden were in a feud, and I remember on NXT, and I remember I'll share this story now. It's not my proudest moment. If you're looking at the picture, by the way, Max Webb's in the middle.
Is he the one with the Sharpie tats?
He is the one with the Sharpie tats.
I don't remember this dude at all.
You know what's funny? He's been in Universe Mode since like season 3.
Oh my god. Why do I not... Was he with Arlington at one point?
No.
Who's this man that is taken up?
Well, if you must know, he does have quite a few stats.
What the hell did he win?
He won all mid-card titles, I'm telling you. And I was gonna tell you the story behind it real quick.
Go ahead.
It's because it's not my proudest moment. It's not my best decision that I've ever made. But I felt like I had to make it in the moment. Let me look at the stats real quick.
I have no idea why I don't remember this guy.
Let me get this for you.
Because I remember like all the CAWs, but I have no.
No, you don't. You didn't remember.
You
didn't remember half the NXT guys.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, like from like season 1 to season 7. All right. Like these guys. These are the main guys in my head.
We should run a quiz and see who you remember.
Oh, dude. Great. You're gonna embarrass me.
He came in around the same time as Scott Cole. You ready for what he won?
Okay.
He is a one-time NXT Tag Team Champion for 9 episodes. He was
with who?
I don't remember. Oh,
Okay.
Oh, Ciampa. He won it with Ciampa. They were tag team champions.
Oh my God, he was that guy. I remember him with Ciampa.
Yes, because that was actually a fun team. That was a fun team that people were getting behind.
Yes.
He was North American champion for 14 episodes.
All right.
After that, so this. I'll share the rest of the stats in a second. Quick segue. When it came time to drop the belt, I wanted Braden McLaughlin to win it. And I sat them both down on a call, and the guy who made Jeff Sanders, they didn't like each other in real life. Like personally.
Oh, now I feel like a jerk because this is someone's actual car.
Well, they're both actual cause. So this is where I feel bad in hindsight.
Braden was, yeah.
So this is where I feel bad in hindsight. because Jeff basically said that under no circumstance am I allowed to ever let him take a pinfall or submission from Braden McLaughlin.
Ooh.
Ever in
wait
in
a
Universe
second. Oh, and wait, you took that as kind of personal, didn't you?
Mode. Well, I did because I wanted it to be an awesome one-on-one. And this is, you ready for this?
I remember the story now.
I inserted Velveteen Dream.
I remember this.
I inserted Velveteen Dream as the guy to take.
Yes. Yes.
Now,
yeah, because it was a triple threat, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. So
now that
was his downfall because
now
he was
I don't
actually
feel like such a jerk.
he was gaining steam. And what I did was I made a personal promise in that moment that he would never win a world title.
Yes.
I would never give him the world
Yes.
title belt. Because
now I
if
remember
that's
this.
how you're gonna act, I don't want to deal with you.
All right.
I didn't want to have shenanigans revolving around the world title or the NXT championship. So I was like, I'm not giving him a main belt. So he wound up winning the hardcore title once for one episode, and then he was a 2-time U.S. champion for 14 episodes total. So
Gotcha.
he had 5 title reigns, 38 episodes as a champion. I have the entire spreadsheet in front of me of all 198 people who won belts. Right in front of me.
Right. You do have that.
You still want to know your stats?
All right.
You want to hear all of it?
I'm trying. I want to remember which ones I won in order. I want to see if I remember these.
You won a lot of belts.
I won the. I do. I know that. Let me know when I'm wrong, because I remember I won the tag belts first.
You want to start with NXT? Oh, yeah,
I'll start with NXT. I'll start with NXT. Let's see if I can remember all these.
Do you remember the reigns? Like how long they were?
Oh, hell no. But I can remember the belts.
Okay.
I might be able to remember the. I don't remember how long they were, but
you held it for one pay-per-view, 9 episodes. Like from
yes,
because remember Takeover was every other.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I remember Takeover was a little more build. We had that, and I remember I won the hardcore title and I lost it at the Rumble. I won it on a random episode of NXT. I feel like I beat Big E.
You might have.
But I don't know.
I don't remember who you beat it for, but you did hold it from then till the Rumble because you only had it for 4 episodes. You never won it again.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember I won the NXT title.
Yep, 19 episodes, so 2 NXT pay-per-views, not shows.
Yep, and I remember I lost it after a kick to the back.
Yes.
From Nathaniel.
Yep, Nathaniel took you.
I remember Nathaniel with the really, really blue gear. Yeah. The really aqua gear. And then I think after that, it was nothing until the Raw tags with you.
U.S.
Oh, it was the U.S.
Because remember, season 2, we teamed up in season 2.
That's what I'm saying. I know we teamed up in season 2. That's why I thought we won the tag titles. We won the tag titles at that SummerSlam.
Maybe that's true. Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah, no, that's...
Because that's when we were doing the Class and Evil thing, and you brought me in. And we were doing the oddball pair.
Oh, I had that bad. That's what won me over. That's why I was thinking, wow, what truly caused me to change between the U.S. title? I was, that is that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put you with me. That's right. And that won me over. And I was like, I can make his character work. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
You won the Raw tag.
I remember that.
And then
wow.
Then the U.S.
And then after that was the U.S.
Yes. The Raw tag we only had for 5 episodes, by the way.
Yeah, we didn't hold it long. I remember that.
Literally one pay-per-view.
Right. And then after that, I didn't come in until like Money in the Bank. And then I won the Universal from Brock.
Yep.
And I remember I lost that to Colts.
You held that quite a bit. It was 14 episodes as a world champion.
Yeah, I held it for a long while.
Yes, you lost to Colt. You want to know how I remember that?
Was that the cage match?
That was the cage match where he did the brainbuster on the top turnbuckle.
Yes,
and we made that his super finisher. That was after Hell in a Cell. Because Hell in a Cell, he fought Armstrong and you fought DJ. I remember that card. And then you both were battered, hence why we did the steel cage and he beat you.
This might be out of order. Don't I have like a weird tag title reign with DJ too?
No. Both your tag title reigns were with me.
Okay, I swear. All right.
Because we reformed and we teamed up for 9 episodes as SmackDown Tag Team Champions. That's when we had actually really good matches together as a team.
Gotcha. Okay, so I swear to God, I held the belts with him at one point.
No, we diced with him over the tag belts, but no.
Okay, so that's what it was.
Yeah, we
But
feuded with him.
That must have been during our second reign then, where we beat them again. Where we beat them again for the belts.
Might have. I know we beat them for the Raw belts.
I feel like we beat them for the SmackDown belts too.
I'd have to look that back. Yeah, it might have been. Was he? Oh,
because
maybe
I swear to God, I remember fighting with
Colt?
Raymond. I think so. I don't know.
Because that's when they did
Venom.
Venom. That's when Cole was doing his Venom gimmick. Or not Venom
It
gimmick.
had to be something like that because I remember there was a ladder match. I know that for a fact there was a ladder match.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But no, after the Universal,
Well,
that's where things get dicey.
Yeah, I don't actually have that.
I think it's the IC, and that's the only belt I win in season 4.
Yes, because you got rolled up. Sounds right.
Thanks. Okay. And then after that, after the IC, I feel like it's a tag title. It might be a tag title reign.
No, our tag reign came much later. That was like season 6.
So then I have nothing until the WWE belt.
Pretty much, I think, because I have you as a. This is where things get dicey. I have you as a 3-time WWE champion for 31 episodes. 3-time.
Oh yeah, 3-time because I win it at the Rumble.
You had 2 short runs with the US, and then you had one long
Mania,
one.
and then I win it as a crazy man. Yes, that's what it was.
That's when you had your faction run was the longest.
Right. And I feel like I have a tag title reign sprinkled in there, and that's it. And then it's the IC, and then that's it.
Yep, because you won the US a second time at some random point as well.
Wait, why? Oh, that must have been like season 6 when I'm doing
probably. Yeah.
Why the hell did you give me that belt? Who did I beat? Who did I lose it to? I don't remember this at all.
I don't remember it either. I have to look at this back. I don't have the record history of the minor titles. I never got to that. The world titles I have the lineage.
Right.
Yeah, 4-time world champion, 2-time intercontinental for 31 episodes as well. You had 16 episodes with the US. 1-time hardcore, 4 episodes. 9 as the SmackDown, 5 as the Raw, 19 as the NXT, 9 as the tag team for NXT.
Yeah, so
you had 13. You had 13 championship reigns in total, and you were champion for 138 episodes. You were 3rd all time for most episodes as a champion.
Who's ahead of me?
Oh, come on.
Okay, you, I'd assume.
No. I'm way lower.
Really? All right.
Oh yeah. I'm 26th.
Oh, okay. Well, Colts, I'd assume.
Nope.
Scott Cole?
Colts low too. No, not
Who the
Scott
hell is
Cole.
on here?
I am 26. I was only champion. This is how big the gap is, by the way, in the top 30.
What is it? Yuri or Adrian?
No.
Because I always lump those two. Oh, both of them?
Yuri and I are tied at 79 episodes at 26. That's how big of a gap this is, by the way.
Huh.
I only was at 79 episodes as a champion. I was not world champion for long.
Christ. I held belts for a long time then.
Well, my longest was the WWE, and I was total. That was the most time I had with a belt. I had it 3 times for 25 episodes. I was not a long reigning champion most of the time. I was more of a transitional.
Gotcha. So who would it be? Draco?
Nope.
Have I named any of them yet?
No. There's only 2 ahead of you. Keep that in mind. Harvey was 31st. He had 78 episodes. Adrian was 31st as well. He only had 78 episodes as a champion.
Tyler Wolf?
No. Tyler Wolf was 50th. He's only 56 episodes.
Oh boy. And are these both CAWs?
They are 100%.
Okay.
They so one of them is in that picture, by the way, that I sent you.
Okay, I can't even just say really. Oh, Rogue. Oh, both of them. Oh yeah, Rogue makes sense.
Rogue and Slim Reaper.
Yeah, I was gonna say those two held the tag titles for like God knows.
Ready
like
for
20 years.
So Blake Daniels is 5th. He is at 128 episodes and currently as the world champion. He's like gunning to tie you if he makes the
I had a
Mania.
feeling he'd be up there.
Jamie is 4th at 129 episodes.
I forgot about Jamie. Oh yeah.
So those two
Jamie was
guys
cool.
were rivals the whole way.
Yeah.
So Slim
I
Reaper
remember.
and Rogue.
Trust me, I remember those chats.
You ready for how crazy this is? And you know Slim backed out. Like the guy who made him backed out for a while.
Right, he was gone like season 4.
Yep, he was gone when they joined Bullet Club. He asked to be done. Because that was like one of the biggest swerves ever, is them joining Bullet Club. And then he backed out, and then I'd asked him to come back.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I'll try and wrap this up. Slim Reaper, 150 episodes as a champion.
Wow.
He was 40. He and Rogue, their tag reigns are insane. 46 episodes as NXT champion, tag team champions.
Yeah, they were just the guys as the tag team.
2-time SmackDown belt holders with 40 episodes, and then 13 as the Raw tag. Slim Reaper was also U.S. champion for 49 episodes. Twice he held the belt.
I don't know, man. I think if me and Gallagher were still a team, we'd be able to give them a run for their money.
And Slim did win the world title once for 2 episodes. That was
he was.
That was in the tail end when he came back. I brought him back. I talked him into a Rumble appearance, and then I talked him into sticking around to reform the team to win the tag belts again. And then what I didn't tell him was that I was going to push him to just give him one little run with the world title. That's what I wanted to do that whole thing for.
There you go.
I remember people pop for that.
Yeah, because he was cool as hell.
Yeah. I seriously believe if he had agreed to stick around longer, he would have been a multi-time.
Yeah.
He and Rogue both would have been. They were the guys. Rogue is number 1. So I told you that you were 3rd at 138. Slim is 150. Right. Do you have like an initial guess on how many episodes?
180?
He's at 212 episodes as a champion.
Wow.
He is not getting touched.
Yeah, no, not at all. Yeah.
Slim was a 7-time champion. Rogue was a 14-time champion.
Yep, he's the king.
28, only 2 world title reigns, 28 episodes. 24 episodes as a 1-time Intercontinental Champion. 13 once with the U.S. He is a 5-time Hardcore Champion with 29. And then the tag belt's the same. And he was a North American Champion for 19. It is insane.
Yeah. I see that.
And what's great is they were barely world champions.
Yeah, but they were still taken incredibly serious.
Oh yeah. Dude, that team is arguably the best team we've ever assembled in Universe Mode.
Oh, for sure. No, easily.
I'm proud of that team. I'm so glad the two and what's funny is those two aren't wrestling fans. Well, one is, but not really. The other one never liked wrestling.
Really?
Yeah, they just asked me to make them CAWs and put them in it.
Oh, that's cool as hell then.
And the guy who made Slim was the only guy that had real input.
Right.
So he was basically asking me to do things for the team, and that was pretty much it. And then when he backed out, I just wrote whatever I could with Rogue. And then right when I brought him back, I was like, this is what I'm going to do. Boom.
And it's worked out.
Yeah.
Those two have been synonymous with the Universe Mode history. What can I say?
Agreed. Now I'm going to try and wrap it up just because I got the notification that we're almost near 3 hours, and I'm running out of space on my PC. So I'll wrap this up.
Yeah. Let's go ahead.
Did you want to send or save the Mount Rushmores for next time?
Yeah, I'd say we could save the Mount Rushmores.
Okay. Oh, you want to say them or save it?
Let's save them.
Okay.
Let's save them.
We'll
definitely do a part 2 of this.
Okay, whether it's next week or something like that when I record it.
We'll see what we can do for it.
Yeah. All right. Then in that case, what is the biggest piece of advice you would give somebody who's maybe starting on the journey, or whether in the ring in real life or not? What's one of the biggest pieces of advice you would give somebody?
In real life, just in general,
could be
just
anything,
for life in general.
Anything you want to apply it to.
Honestly, you just gotta love yourself. that's the main thing. You gotta be true to yourself and love yourself and know that the type of human being that you are is something that you gotta be true to. And that's the person that you gotta listen to. You gotta listen to your gut, and you gotta love yourself, and that's really all there is to it. That's what I've been learning more and more about myself. And it took me a long, long while to learn that about myself, because I've been giving a lot of my love to other people. And honestly, I've been giving that love to people who probably do not deserve it. So the fact that I'm able to give that to myself instead is something that I've learned a little too late, in my opinion. And I think that if people are listening to it, if people have listened to this long, listen to this for this long, then I think that they have to take that for themselves as well. Sorry, I know I'm all over the place.
No, you're good. You're good. I mean, this is definitely going to be the longest one, but I know that there's going to be a few people that actually will listen to all of this, or at least as much as possible.
Right, because a lot of the people have never heard my voice. The people who because they just know me as the dude who chats on YouTube.
Yep.
Because even the videos I posted, they were just like Flash game speed runs.
Yep. Well, what doesn't help is that we've never spoken in call before, so it's like, oh my gosh, we're finally getting to socialize.
Yeah,
without text.
That too. Yeah.
Okay.
And as you can see, I'm as Massachusetts gets.
I didn't want to say anything, but now that you mention it. All right.
Yeah. Yep.
So then the last thing I'll say is,
I've got the boss in me. Yep.
Because we're saving the Mount Rushmore for the next one. Where can everyone find you? So if they want to follow your journey, whether in universe wrestling with the character of Classpar or in life, if you want to share.
It's difficult because I don't really have. I'm usually a mostly off the grid person.
Same here, even though I have that Instagram.
Right. I mean, I have Instagram, but it's like, it's just my Xbox gamer tag, which is Unsaid Panda 6296. So if people do want to follow me on there, I don't post anything. I don't really do anything. But I mean, if people want to hit me up with messages, they can go right ahead. Obviously, they got my YouTube channel, Panda Plays with a Z. You could see I was young when I started that. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and it was not. And I just can't change it now because people are used to it. Yeah, there's the YouTube channel. Honestly, if people want to see what I'm doing, I guess for Sim, they can follow me at Golden Gate Wrestling, because that's the place that I've been wrestling for the most time. I'm sure I'll be able to find the link for the YouTube channel. I don't have it right now. I could probably link it to you.
Yeah, please. I'll watch it, and I can even put it in the comments as well after this.
Yeah,
whenever I upload it.
And you can also link the matches that I've been talking about that I'll send you after we're done with this.
Oh, see, this is why I hold off and edit this thing. Thankfully, this is why I only put up like 2 edited pictures, because then it saves my editing.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's all audio based. Like, I don't have visuals. I have a visual, like, graphic that I put together for this. That's what I was waiting on. And then after that, it's just all audio based. That way people can just listen to it if they want to.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, no. A lot of those matches, thankfully, they do save them to YouTube and everything like that. I haven't been wrestling there in a little bit, but perhaps there can be a time where I can return in the future. We'll see. More than likely I will. Just personal life has kind of been getting in the way of everything else. So I haven't exactly been, I guess, quote unquote, simming for a little bit, but who knows? Maybe that's something I'll do. Maybe it's something I won't do. I've been working on myself, just with training, with getting better at eating. You know, my ma is a fitness trainer actually, and she's been helping me out with getting me into shape, and I can't thank that woman enough, you know. But no, those places that I've mentioned, those really are the only places that you can find me, I guess, for now.
Awesome. Well, then in that case,
yeah.
I think even though it's been 3 hours, I think we haven't even scratched the surface on what the two of us can talk about. Plus, by the time we probably sync up again, it'll be after WrestleMania. So we got post-WrestleMania to talk about too.
Oh boy, let's see if I even watch the show.
Either that or I'm going to bring it up and you'll be like, really? That happened?
I'm sure I'll see it.
Well, either way, to give a wrap-up message for the video, especially when we're about to hit the 3-hour mark. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have stuck it out the whole way, number one, we do both appreciate it, and it is amazing to have people that are that invested. I'm not trying to make it sound like a bad thing, into what we've done for both this channel and also other channels as well, especially this man. He's done so much for me, not only on screen on YouTube, but also personally, in my opinion, whether he realizes it or not. He's helped me evolve as a writer and as a person, and through those actions and everything that you have done for me, I've actually been able to complete a book thanks to you, as laying the groundwork and pushing me as a writer to get better. So you are one of the people that I hold in very high regard. I just finished a 125,000-page book. Whether I get it published or not is to remain to be seen, so don't immediately push for that. But with that said, this man is a living legend, in my opinion, on this channel, in the CAW community, and as a name in general. And whether people realize it or not, he is iconic to me. So thank you for not only doing this podcast, but also for 10 years of friendship so far. It means the world to me, and I will continue to cheer you on, both in life and wherever you pursue your creative energy that you lend to both yourself and to other people. So once again, thank you for attending the DDT Podcast. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like and subscribe to the channel, of course, if you choose. But most importantly, as always, suit up, Mad Army. We'll see you all probably in part 2.